In winter, the mountains are bitter with snow, and the forest slips to silence. With cold times and low times and darkness ahead, color drifts from the vibrant.
Welcome, one and all, to Paralog, an actual play podcast featuring indie RPGs and short, witchy campaigns. This is the prologue session for a brand new campaign called Forever Falls. It's a story about magic, community, and survival in a post-apocalyptic, post-climate collapse Niagara Falls. It's going to be a campaign we kind of pick up and put down continuously, so you'll see a couple of episodes pop up in between other campaigns. In the campaign proper, we will be playing a game called Witches of Winter, which I have been working on designing for a while, but I'll tell you more about that next time, because for today, we're setting the scene a little bit. We will be playing Dialect, a game about language and how it dies, by Catherine Himes and Hakan Sayaldioglu. I am your host, Violet Blitz. I'm an audio engineer and tabletop game designer, and I use she, her pronouns. The music you just heard in the intro is March 13th by Murmuration, a songwriting project including myself and friend of the show, Z Coyle. You can find our music at murmurationband.bandcamp.com, where you can listen to that track and others from our EP, One of Them is About a Cow. Cam also plays saxophone on a song in that EP. I have no idea when this episode or that EP is coming out, so there's a good chance that you can just pre-save it. I don't know. Yeah, so this episode is coming out way earlier than I thought it was. You cannot find anything on that website right now, but you can go follow Witches of Winter at GameFound at the link in the description. If you like the world that we built here, please consider giving us a follow. All right, that is my whole rant. Joining me today are three wonderful players. Audrey Dutcher.
Hi, I'm Audrey. I'm a PhD student who loves microscopes, and I think I would be so popular in a coven, and I would try to support all my witchy sisters and brothers and persons.
Cameron Coken.
Wow, full name. So official.
I don't know why I said Cameron. That's
my government name. Actually, it's not. Guys, it's not my government name. Hi, I'm Cam, he, him. I am no longer a proud owner.
Yeah, what?
Of boobs. And if I was in a coven, I would be eating all of the potion ingredients like you do in Skyrim to tell what they do. And I just have crazy status effects on me all the time.
And Vincent Lai.
Hi, I'm Vincent Lai, he, him. I think if I was in a coven, I would be so annoying with how many board games we should be playing every day.
You call that annoying? Step it up.
Okay, some people. Obviously, you guys would not find it annoying, but...
And Nolan Kale is on a train right now, but is in the Zoom call, so we may be referencing chats he is sending.
Can we just call him Chat
Cecilia
for this episode?
Oh my gosh, yes.
But for the campaign proper, we'll be kind of changing around players every time, so you will see a good amount of everybody. Okay, let's start with Dialect, which is a game that none of us have played before.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
I have read the book and written a custom background for us. So Dialect is a game about a language isolation. It's about a community of people who have come to kind of develop their own dialect, their own way of speaking, and it's a game about language and how it dies. Something happens to this community, they begin to lose their language, they get diluted, or they get destroyed, something to that effect. I'm just going to read what I wrote in our background. Sisters of the Spray. The Falls are a special place, the convergence of two powerful geologic forces, the nation-splitting Niagara Escarpment and the ever-churning flow of the Great Lakes. Centuries of colonization, destructive tourism, and deteriorating climate have put Niagara on the threshold of ecological collapse. Most simply pass through the falls, but we have sworn to protect it, safeguarding its secrets and maintaining its delicate ecological balance. One day, we will be called the largest witch coven that ever existed. But today, in 22XX, we barely know that word. Some of us believe in magic, but just as many are harsh skeptics. We call ourselves a movement, a collective, an occupation. We've barricaded ourselves on the Three Sisters Islands, planting a flag and keeping tourists out. They'll call us radical, attention-seeking witches, but we won't let them ignore us. So we're like a political movement trying to protect Niagara Falls during the climate collapse. The actual game of Witch Game will happen in 24XX, so 200 years after this.
Wow.
No, 25XX, 300 years after this.
Whoa.
But some traces of whatever we make today will remain in that and inspire maybe our characters or the story or perhaps the language that we use.
Are we going to be speaking in a non-English language when we play?
No, but I mean, I can't do that.
Wait.
Do you want to play in ASL? I'm sure that would be great for our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
No, because we're going to be making up a few words as part of this dialect game. And even though our language is dying, maybe through magic or through survivors, some of these words might survive to our campaign. So I'm going to click show to players. We're using Roll20. Thank you and fuck you, Roll20. You're great, and you also suck in so many ways. No. Okay, so we are making what I believe Dialect calls our language tableau, which is why we're using Roll20, because we need a table to set cards out onto. So the first thing we do is pick a backdrop. We are using Sisters of the Spray, which is based on a couple backdrops from the game, specifically the compound. The three most important aspects of our isolation are going to be called our aspects. The next step is to generate them. Let me read a little bit from the book.
Oh, like with ChatGPT.
What does that have to do with ChatGPT? Oh, generate?
Generating.
Ew, no. We are not and will never use ChatGPT.
Let's just use GPT to do instead.
Yeah, ChatGPT, can you actually...
Guys, what does chat
We'll now
say?
determine three major parts of the community to be in focus during play. These defining traits are called aspects and are generated using questions provided in the backdrop. Aspects are either a single word or a short phrase that represent something fundamental about the isolation. These will be the touchstones of your society and the initial seeds from which the language grows. To give you some examples from their kind of like Martian expedition example, one of their questions is, what brought us all together for the mission? And some answers are, Earth destroyed by war, prisoners, Stofford's grand social experiment, United Nations expedition, etc. So a short phrase like that kind of introduces an idea into our world that we're going to be playing with throughout the campaign.
It's like the big picture from Microscope. Kind of.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what are the big ideas that we are playing with here? So if you look at Sisters of the Spray, you'll see 3 aspect generation prompts. Can someone read one of these for us?
Temporary made permanent. We've used our limited resources to construct barricades against the worsening weather and militant authorities. What keeps us safe from the outside world?
So I'm kind of facilitating this game, but I'm also going to be a player within it. But like, I wrote the questions, but I don't have the answers.
I bet it's like mind-bending magic that hides us. So every time someone tries to find us, they never can.
Ooh, okay. I like that a lot.
I like that in conjunction with like the mist of Niagara Falls, of like this kind of camouflaging mist that we're using.
You're too good.
You're too good, Audrey.
Cam, you're
Wow,
pretty good.
guys,
Do something.
pack
You guys are pulling your weight.
Okay, I'm writing illusory mists. Is that how we want to phrase this?
Sure.
So Cam, that means you have to answer the next one all by yourself.
Yeah, and it has
Whatever
to be
you
perfect.
say is final.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Oh no, creative control.
Sure, Kim, do you want to read the next one?
Behind the blue, we know something about the fall's magic that could be dangerous in the wrong hands. What secret do we protect?
I have had this in my head, but this can absolutely change, as there being some sort of like living embodiment of the falls, some animal or spirit or something that we keep hidden. But I don't want it to overlap too much with illusory mist, so it can be something completely different as well. What is like special about these falls that someone else might want to get their hands on?
I'm answering this all by myself.
No, we're all working together.
Chat suggested gems and rocks and such.
Yes, chat can absolutely help.
They also said craft IPAs.
Oh, no, different.
Yeah,
Different conversation.
I like that.
I have a feeling Nolan has a vested interest in saying gems and rocks and stuff because of maybe a character that he wants to play.
Oh, interesting.
In which game? Yeah, I'm right.
Nolan's always, dude, you're sneaky, bro.
Bro's
You're
scheming.
you're always trying to put something in for
Bro's
your character that's
devious.
alive like 800 years later. Like,
But I like magic gemstones literally behind the waterfall or something.
Yes, I was
there's
gonna
always a
say like
chest
something
a waterfall.
behind. Oh, there's like crystal caves like behind the falls that have magic crystals in them.
Sounds like Merlin's home.
That's a different campaign, Audrey. You
I've got
can't.
too much Arthurian on my mind. I'm sorry.
so is it just gems or is there like grimoires and such, like hidden knowledge almost, like pass through the falls?
Are you familiar with like the French cave paintings of
No.
like ancient
No.
humans? So we have found in France and in many other places like these kind of finger painted remnants of ancient humans that
Wait, that's so cool.
once they're discovered, like they have become very popular for tourists and they have had to be shut down because tourists come and erode them. And I think that has a lot of resonance with Niagara Falls itself. So if we're like, oh, so there's crystal caves with these arcane cave paintings in them
Yes.
that we don't really know what they mean.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, what would happen if the paintings fell into the wrong hands?
I like Vincent's implication that they are kind of grimoire-esque, that they like whatever you can interpret from these symbols have some magic power.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
then I'm
what
on
is
board.
controlling the mist. So you could maybe weaponize the mist if you knew how to use the painting.
Maybe I also want it to be broader than that. It's I
Sure.
don't think we know exactly what it does, and we can maybe discover that through play. If that's something that we would dedicate our resources to. But I like crystal caves with ancient drawings.
Yeah.
Crystal caves with arcane paintings.
Sure.
I don't know if anyone watches anime here, but I watched
You know
2
that I do.
episodes of Witch Hat Atelier before this, so I'm pretty locked in.
I love Witch Hat Atelier. I have not read the manga, but I've watched all the episodes, and it's so fucking beautiful.
I've only watched the first 2, but it's really good.
Highly recommend it. That's a very different kind of magic than the magic that we're doing here.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Nolan says that he also loves the manga.
Wow, you read that, but not our text about fluorescent fungi?
I-
I see how it is.
I was in the middle
see.
of a conversation. So we have illusory mists, crystal caves with ancient paintings, or we said arcane paintings, right?
Yeah.
Let me correct that. Okay, and then Audrey, do you want to read the last thing? It's just the free aspect.
I would love to. Free aspect. The choice is yours.
What?
Do I get an Oscar nomination for that?
Oh my gosh.
You get a Webby.
A streamy award.
Okay, so we have 2 very magical things. I definitely want something more mundane about who we are. Like, we're not all, I mean, we might all be actual witches if we think we're witches, but I was imagining this community more as some of them are magic believers.
Oh,
More just like loyal to Niagara.
Yeah, like they're radical environmentalists.
Yeah.
In a time when, like, worse than it is today in 2025, climate change has continued to deteriorate. 2026,
2026.
That's fine.
Damn.
We actually went back in time to record this. The Starlings has yet to finish.
is this something about a schism within our community, something that brings us all together?
Ooh. I mean, you know me, I love the drama of inner politics. So when you said a schism between the people, like, I assume it would be between those of Niagara Escarpment and the Great Lakes. That interested me.
Whoa, wait, that's an interesting idea. Because the way I was describing that in the intro, like, those are 2 geographic features,
Yeah.
right? The idea that they each have a faction associated with them is really interesting. Talk more about that.
I don't know. I literally was just spitballing. I was hoping
Okay.
someone else would pick it up eventually and that you would keep going.
Okay, sure. I was thinking, like, people who believe in magic and people who don't. But that's too basic. Let's do whatever this is. I mean, like, I do think this movement, the Sisters of the Spray, like, attracts people who aren't just locals to Niagara Falls.
Because the way I'm seeing it is like you kind of described that it's a convergence of these two peoples, which I imagine is a convergence of ideology, but not necessarily how they want to accomplish that ideology.
I was describing it as a convergence of ley lines, essentially.
Oh.
Of like these two geographic features are in this world also ley lines.
Okay, I understand.
Which is why Niagara Falls is magically important, and also because of the crystal caves with arcane paintings.
I understand now.
What do you mean by ley lines?
Like arcane, like.
Have you you haven't like experienced the piece of media that has ley lines in them?
I've heard the term before, but I could not define it for you. I know it's like magic-y.
Yeah, it's like a magical idea of there are certain places in the world that like just have higher inherent magic to them.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
think about like a weave of like magic over the world, and they converge at places, and that those places have like really high magic.
Yeah.
Is that a reference to the weave?
From Baldur's Gate.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Like I'm pretty sure Faerun has ley lines, so they could be the same thing. Like
No, but it's like a Earth concept. It's like a here thing.
Well, it's a I mean, I don't believe in it, but it is.
I actually didn't know it was an Earth
Yes.
concept. I only knew about it because of D&D. So
But kind of what I'm pulling on here is the idea of like in Witch Game, because it's a game about ecology and magic, like literal physical geographic features are also ley lines of like, oh yeah, this fault line between two continents is also inherently magical because that's what magic is. That's the idea.
That's cool. I like that.
yeah.
But that doesn't mean it can't also be something else. That doesn't mean it can't also be two groups of people or something.
I like Vincent's idea of similar ideologies, but maybe there's a split in how that's accomplished. And maybe that just happens to follow along, these two things, because that's something that's going to divide people is these two features.
So what are the two ideologies?
Are you for Ember or are you the
Dear God.
I mean, like, we're already, to talk about real politics for a second, like this is a group that is illegally occupying the other geographic thing happening here is this is between the US and Canada.
Yeah.
And, like, that's, both governments are against us because we are illegally occupying property that, like, is very profitable from tourists. But, like, we can absolutely, like, I love leftist infighting. We can have like a more militant group and a more like nationalist
Let's get that
group.
on the record.
I love stories about leftist infighting because it's interesting.
Can I edit this episode?
Yes. Just out of the blue, she says that. No context.
That's the whole episode. Is I love leftist infighting.
Okay. We need to get a move on. This is step one.
Sorry.
No.
Okay. What are our two ideologies?
Maybe one group defends the land using magic that's like kind of uses the vitality of the land and kind of maybe deteriorates it a little bit, but they're like, it's for the greater like purpose of this land. We're doing it for the land. And the other group is like, the hell are you doing?
I mean, maybe the deterioration is not from magic users drawing upon the land, but non-magic users harvesting the magical elements to use it for themselves. Like, kind of like tooling.
Cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah, what's our phrasing of that? Like harvesting versus planting, or like
Oh, exploiting. That's what
Exploiting is good.
Chat.
Thank you, chat.
Thank you, chat. Exploiting versus
Sustainability? Sustainably using?
Sustaining.
yeah, I'm fine with sustainability. I'm curious how we're gonna make characters who embody the exploiting bit. Who are like, I am a
Trust
naturalist.
me.
I am here to protect this place, but I'm also exploiting it. I think it's interesting. Let's go with it. So
I'll manage.
our three aspects are illusory mists, crystal caves with arcane paintings, and exploiting versus sustainability.
Huge.
Sick.
Wonderful. Next, we answer our community question. So we're just going to flesh out our community a bit more. How do we feed ourselves while cut off from the outside world? Are we subsisting off canned food? Are we trying to grow our own stuff? How are we literally surviving here when we're barricaded off?
We're casting Goodberry every day with all of our obviously.
I'm happy to literally be growing food.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of fits.
Yeah.
And there's not something like hard magic about it, but like plants seem to grow on the island better than they should for like where it is.
It's fertile land.
And that's just like an aspect of it.
I like that. I think it could also, maybe it's supplemented with like food gotten from smugglers, because realistically, I don't know how much, like in the winter, or like it's a whole thing to subsist off of your own land.
Yeah.
I like introducing smugglers very much.
Yes,
I like
yes,
that
I
there are
like that.
smugglers here. So absolutely.
I love a ne'er-do-well.
Okay, what's our next question here?
Where did we come from? And how did we come to know one another?
Are we from some like message board? Did we how did we organize this occupation?
Facebook Marketplace group chat.
Oh, wait a minute. That is cooking, Loki. That is 100% where these people come from.
I do not need to be doing
God, both of you.
I'm surprised that I am like the sober one right now.
Vincent, that's such an alcoholic thing to say. Don't say that. Okay, Facebook Marketplace.
I wasn't serious.
Facebook group chat.
What?
Or like some organizing group chat. Like internet group chat. Okay. We're not giving any credit to Facebook.
We were on like a forum board or something.
Oh, Craigslist is better.
Where do the members of the Coven spend private time? Are there communal spaces? What does what we've constructed look like? Are they tents? Are they like wooden structures? Did we just capture the buildings that are already there, like a rest stop or something? What does this look like?
Tents feels correct to me because that feels very natural. Or like people that want to be natural, like the least intrusive thing that they can do. But I also like communal spaces being like the caves themselves. These are like these carved out natural spaces where we are supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot. So yeah, the caves are literally behind the waterfall, or like maybe if you go down on our island that it connects to the caves.
We have a
I'm
back
just trying to think
cave
about how we
is
get
what I'm like
there.
imagining right now. It's like the cave behind the waterfall.
I like it.
Yeah, I think our island should connect to these caves, which are also behind the waterfall.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, how we access the caves is going to be really interesting.
Guys, we just go in the waterfall.
Yeah.
Love swimming in Niagara Falls.
Like going over it in a barrel.
For whom is life hardest in the Coven and why? Is this the smugglers, maybe?
Well, they don't live.
So
I don't
are
know,
the
do
smugglers part of the Coven and they choose like not to live there because they are like that's their role is to go back and forth? Or are they like outsider people that we've made like a contract with?
It's a good question.
I don't know. I like them being like, not everyone can literally dedicate their lives to living on an island and supporting the cause.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they're locals who like want Niagara Falls to be healthy, but aren't about to stage a giant public protest. So they're like smuggling us stuff.
They're those who are doing their best to support.
But then they probably wouldn't be for whom life is hardest because they still have like normal lives.
Yeah.
I
think it's probably hardest for the leadership there now, right? Because they're also like the face of it and who will be held accountable ultimately.
Sure, and also because of our schism, right?
Yeah.
I like that. Like their faces are on the news in America and Canada of like, these are the ringleaders of this operation. Who wields power here? How do they maintain it? What does our leadership structure look like? Do we vote? Because this has like come out of an internet group chat, I think leadership just like naturally formed itself of just like, there's the person who was the admin of the group chat.
They were the mods.
The person who created the group chat is the leader.
And like they have always thought of themselves as the leader. They were never elected. They might not be the best leader, but
they were kind of the one that brought everything together. And so they become the guy or the person.
That very well might be one of our characters. Speaking of which, the next step, we name our isolation. Are you all okay with Sisters of the Spray? We can also choose a different name.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
Yeah, I like it.
I love alliteration.
Yeah.
And I think there's a whole paragraph in Witch Game about witches and gender. I don't think it being sisters implies that everybody in here is a woman or uses she, her pronouns or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
You can be a sister. And,
Like, I'm a sister, you know?
But yeah, just in terms of making our characters, you shouldn't feel obligated for that. Okay, step 2, create characters. To begin, deal 3 archetype cards to each player. Let me do this.
Oh, fuck, we're getting the cards out?
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh, I need to put people in the turn order. That's a little
Everybody
silly.
roll initiative.
Well, it would be good for us to have some sort of order, so that's okay. Who has most recently been to a national park? that's who'll go first.
Oh.
Not me.
Oh, I was in... Fuck, where was I? A couple years ago, like 2023, I think, I went to the Grand Canyon.
Cool. I think that's more recent than me.
Oh, no. No, I can't go first. I don't know how to play this game.
Okay, that's okay. I can go first to help.
If you want me to go first, I did go to the Grand Canyon in 2024.
Wow. Get shit on, dude.
Sorry, Cam.
Holy.
No, sorry, I just got competitive. It's just exciting.
Crazy. Audrey purposely didn't say anything
Girl.
just to one up you there. That's crazy. I haven't been to a national park in like maybe 7-8 years. So
You live
Oh my god.
in DC. There's like,
I mean, have you been to Great Falls recently?
no.
Okay. Cecilia would blow us all out of the water if she were here.
Celia goes to one like every weekend. So
crazy.
guys, I literally went to game design school. Like you think I went to a national park every time recently?
Listen, you've got to have some reference point for the game.
You haven't
graphics.
touched grass in like
Yeah, it's called Google Images,
years.
Audrey.
Oh no.
Okay, I have successfully dealt us cards.
Wait, so we all have different cards?
Yes.
Whoa.
So you
Cam,
pick-
I'm doing better than you are.
Oh, I know exactly who I'm gonna be.
Pick one of your 3 archetype cards, read the card, and say which aspects they will be focusing on with their character. Your card will have some instructions to be like, you identify with one, etc., etc. Sorry, did we determine a turn order? Is it me, Audrey, Cam, Vincent? If y'all want me to go first? Okay.
Loki,
Loki, what?
I
Cam
can go
wants to go first
second. I can go
because-
second because I don't know how to play, but I know exactly what character I want
Well,
to be.
you can make your character. Go ahead. Do your character right now. Because I don't.
Okay. Well, because I want to be the guy. The card that I picked was the leader, a paragon of
okay.
what it means to be in the isolation. We come to you when we need decision or action. People talk to you about what to do next. You identify with all of the aspects. You draw your power from one. I would say I draw it from the schism, like the fact that
I
I
got you,
brought
Cam.
everyone together in this like community.
Nice.
Cool. I have 2 very conflicting ideas, so I would like someone else to go before me.
I can go. Okay. Mine actually is like kind of contrasts with Cam's a little bit, which is like where I guess everyone goes to Cam's for like next steps. I'm going with kind of a mediator between the 2 schisms. Mm-hmm. So I identify with all the aspects, at least on some surface, because I'm so like in between everything. Mm-hmm. And people talk to me about resolving conflict.
Cool.
Very fun. I can go.
Go for it.
Okay. I'm going with the card Magician. No one understands how you accomplish what you do. You have your secrets. People talk to you when they've exhausted all rational options. I identify with only one of the aspects, and my secret lies within it. I did boast about it, so now I have to do it. I'm going to identify with exploiting versus sustainability.
Okay, so same
My
same as
power
Vincent.
comes from exploiting the land.
Oh, good. I'm so
Girl,
glad.
I loved
to
it.
help
This
it.
is you're a witch. Like that's
Okay,
Yeah.
this has the 2 I was deciding between was the explorer and the zealot. I'm going with the zealot if everything we're doing is about about this. The Zealot. There's a right way for the isolation to live. You know what way that is. You will convince the others. People talk to you about your followers. You identify with one of the aspects and you take it much too far. I think I'm gonna break the mold and identify with the crystal caves with arcane paintings. And I think the way I take it much too far is I say, like these ancient drawings in France, no human being should be in these caves, including us. Us breathing in here, us walking in here is deteriorating them, and they are something that simply nobody should ever see.
Oh, I should have gone with my other character idea, which would have been completely contrasting yours.
Oh, well, that's okay, because I think Audrey is still going to completely contrast mine.
Yeah.
You know it.
Well,
okay.
I think like it could be like I was sort of the original guy, and then like sort of differences in opinions about the crystal caves sort of drew people apart.
Yes. And I don't think we knew about the caves when we came here, right?
Yeah.
We were like, Niagara Falls, we're here to protect it. And then we took over these islands.
Oh my God.
What is this hole?
Yes.
What is this tunnel?
And I'm like trying to keep everybody together and like play lip service to like conserving the land. But like I'm dealing with Audrey on the side because she's exploiting the land.
I'm doing so
and
much.
Vincent's just trying to make everyone get along.
I'm just trying to hide everything. Everything is great, guys. No issues.
Okay, so we're going to give our introduction to our characters, include a name, both a common name and what others call them, which I'll talk about in a second, a role, which I think we know our roles, and the character's relationship to that aspect. So we talked about most of that, but really just name your characters. Common name, how they're most commonly known. This might be their given name, a name they chose, or a ubiquitous nickname. Each backdrop comes with a list of examples. And then what only some call them. Choose a word or phrase that some call your character within the isolation that's different from their common name. Some examples are a special nickname, an honorific, or an official title, or a name that they would rather forget. That's not to say your common name is your legal government name, but it's like, Cam, if there's some word for leader that we call you instead of your name. But also we've talked about like what witch names are like. They often are about something that you find powerful, and maybe our isolation is the first people to really adopt that and be like, don't call me Monica, call me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dogwood.
Question. Can we have like correlating characters?
Like NPCs?
Or like, can we make characters like with each other? Like, hey, would you want to be like a sibling or something?
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Oh.
Because Cam, I think it could be really interesting if we are siblings that like started a group chat together.
Yes. Are you thinking older? Who's older or who's younger? Because I have an idea.
Spitball your idea.
I feel like I'm older.
Okay, then sure, yeah. That's completely fine with me.
So what are your names?
Yeah, okay, I haven't gotten that far yet. Audrey, please.
My gosh, what have you been doing in the last 5 seconds? My name is Vonda. It's the Czech name that I found on Fantasy Name Generator.
Yeah.
Recently. But people call me the silent one because she's mute. I'm thinking she maybe doesn't have a tongue and there's a dramatic backstory.
Whoa,
Anyway.
cool.
Whoa.
Oh.
Super fun. And she's kind of, she's strange. So she kind of does things, but whenever she does things, you're like, was that ethical? Like you feel a little bad walking away from it and thinking like maybe you made a mistake, but hey, you got what you wanted.
Okay.
Community aspects. I love those mists. I'm in the mists all the time. It's so great. It's great because the mists talk to me and I just have to listen. I don't have to talk back. And then I'm loving those crystal caves. I'm going in those crystal caves whenever I can. I'm hanging out in them. I definitely want to be in there. No preservation. I'm breathing all over them as much as I can. And I'm definitely like yes, this land is important to save. And I am I commune with this land and I draw strength from it so that I may help it. Mm-hmm. And if that means it needs to lose a little strength in the process, that's okay. That's what this bond is. And people don't see that, but I see it.
Cool.
I'm kind of interested in the idea, Cam, of like leadership within the community because we have such a risky like status. If like we kind of take steps to be more anonymous, like we wear masks and have like code names,
Oh,
Like all of the leadership are named after like flowers or something.
I love like because we met on like a message board or something,
like a hacker group chat, pretty much. Like,
so we each call ourselves by like our screen names.
yeah, exactly.
Oh no!
I love that.
Okay, I don't know about screen, but like pretty much like we each have an alias for like leadership.
Our gamer tags.
Our gamer tags.
Okay, so do you have names?
Well, because I was looking at, I was thinking like specifically of like flower names. And I really liked either carnation or chrysanthemum for my character.
Great.
And I feel like the name that only like some people would call you, could be like what we call each other because we would know who each other are.
That's okay. That's an interesting reversal of like your quote common name is actually your screen name, and the name that only a few call you is your actual name. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a name. If y'all are still brainstorming.
Yeah, go ahead, bud.
I think her given name is Naomi, but on this island and on the group chat, she has gone by Peridot. And again, she's like outspoken leftist. I think very loud about her beliefs. She probably is the one doing the most of what Audrey was saying earlier of like proselytizing to people, even in the group chat, even before all this. She was like, if we're doing this, this is how it has to be done, etc. And I think upon finding the caves, it has become her sole mission to preserve them. Kind of putting the other ecological things to the side a little bit to be like, I am the protector of this place. We cannot even fucking breathe on them. Yeah, that's her deal.
Very cool.
She, her pronouns for Naomi.
My character is Jonah, but his screen name and what everyone calls him is Dogwood.
Cool.
He was a like activist, I guess kind of like a militant like eco kind of not quite eco-terrorism, but like sort of getting there a little bit.
Yeah, the thing we're doing is not that far from eco-terrorism.
Yeah. And so like I think he like put together, like posted on like in Reddit or something and got together a group of people, like-minded people who sort of got together and like started like a Signal group chat or something. And decided to occupy the island just as a protest. I don't think that he realized that there were like magical aspects of the island when they got there, but I think the longer that the group stays and the more that they sort of explore, he becomes sort of seduced by this power and is like, we're not killing the earth because like we know what we're doing, like we're different, we're trying to change things and like drawing power from the land when it's like not actually sustainable.
Cool. And Vincent, a name?
Yeah. My common name is Carnation, and the given name that I have that I guess only Jonah would know is Caleb. He, him, as kind of the mediator. I don't know if he has an official role within the leadership, but people trust Carnation a lot because of the relation that he has to the actual leader. And I think he's kind of shown to have these kind of people skills, this kind of more of an empathy than Dogwood would have. And so like while people would go to Dogwood for like what are the next actionable steps, when people have like conflicts, whether internally or externally, that's where kind of Caleb can kind of come in and talk to them. Especially like kind of, I think he really excels in maybe even like recruitment of like he knows how to like sweet talk people. And then so my card is like you're on surface level, you relate to everything. So I think like in terms of like the illusory mist, I think Caleb really enjoys the secrecy of all of it. I think because he is so secret and like only one person only like knows who he is, he feels like he can talk openly and be like this other person that he actually isn't, or that he feels like he wasn't publicly before all of this. And I think with like the crystal caves and arcane paintings, I think he is one for beautiful sights. I mean, we're all doing this for the ecosystem, and I think he really does have that big idealist view, just like his sibling. but seeing something like the Crystal Caves where it does feel like a good way to him of like how humanity might have interacted with nature, I think is kind of how he draws upon that of like, oh, this is like something that isn't very intrusive. This isn't something that's actively harming anything. I think the exploiting versus sustainability is more of kind of like that, once again, ego thing. I don't think he likes the exploitation very much. But I think he's kind of learned to harness how to talk about it in a way that continues to flex that muscle of slotting into the role that he's in.
Cool.
Interesting.
Do we have pronouns for Vonda or Jonah?
Vonda, she, her.
Jonah's going to be or Dogwood's going to be a cheeky little he, they.
Okay. Okay. So if you all look in your hand, you have 3 new cards, which are going to be our Act 1 cards. Finally, it's time to play the damn game.
Let's go.
Again, our turn order is me, Audrey, Cam, Vincent. With the world and characters set, you're ready to dive in. The turn sequence is the heart of the game and the engine for language creation. Each time you will advance the story of the isolation and root that change in language. In this way, the language and story will be bound together. A turn revolves around playing cards from the language deck. So, basically, on your turn, you choose one of your cards, and you play it on one of our 3 aspects. You explain why our isolation is language for the concept on that card. Like, I have death as one of mine, has emerged from that aspect. So, like, why do we have a special word for this, and how is it related to that aspect? Once you have made that connection, put the thing down and explain how they're related, you're going to build a word. So we're going to literally come up with a word. It can be a portmanteau, it can be a completely new word, it can be a shortening of a word we already use, or a reinterpretation of a word we use in a different context. That is now our word for that concept. And then step 3, have a conversation. The player whose turn it is should pick a subset of players at the table to have a conversation, prompted by the text at the bottom of the played card. So each of them have a little prompt. Any player at the table can end the conversation after all participants in the conversation have demonstrated their relationship to the new piece of language. So all of our characters will, over the course of this conversation, either say this word or conspicuously refuse to say this word or have some opinion about it, and then whoever started it can end it. And again, we are running low on time already, so these should be pretty short scenes.
I should not have picked a character that was mute.
I mean, like, how do you communicate with us? Through, like, sign language? Because I think that's also, like, an interesting aspect.
Yeah, it's just going to be different words.
Also, our words can be gestures, because that is a type of language.
Cam's computer crashed.
Cool bean. This is what we get for using Roll20, for having too many tabs open at once.
So the word is created by the person whose turn it is, not by like the group, by the collective?
We can all offer ideas, but the person whose turn it is has final say.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, that's a lot of pressure to just make up a new word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like there are ideas in this book, and then we can all contribute things. It can also be a loan word from a different language, etc. Okay, I have something good. That doesn't involve Cam, so we can do it without him. So, I'm taking my turn first. I'm going to take the card Wonderful from my hand. Wonderful, a vision of hope. Milk and honey and all that is good. May we fill our days with it. And I am connecting the word wonderful to the Crystal Caves with arcane paintings. And then we build a word based on kind of the connection between these two things. What immediately jumps to mind is like lustrous or luster, something about like how beautiful the crystals are. Or it could be about like glow or shine, or something about how crystals reflect or refract light. Do we like glow, or is that too children's media?
Glow?
Yeah.
That's already a word.
Well, I'm aware that yes, all these things I'm saying are already words, but
just in case you didn't know.
The point is that in our dialect, in our community, this becomes a word for wonderful. Anything that is wonderful, we will describe as glow or as lustrous or something.
Oh.
I did not get that. Okay. I like glow.
Okay. I'm happy with glow. So I think The prompt on Wonderful is a shared moment of wonder. Audrey, I think this scene should be our two characters finding the caves for the first time. So, like, maybe a flashback, like, I don't know, a month ago or a few weeks ago, whenever, to... I think we're the one, like, apart from the leadership of this place, we were, like, exploring it. And maybe we kind of were friends. Or, I think we met when we came here, but, like, I think we got along before these caves.
Yeah.
Split us apart. Do you like that?
Yeah.
So, you ready to roleplay a little bit?
For sure. Let's go. Wait, what's my voice? Oh, wait.
That took me a second. What does the entrance to this cave look like? How do we actually get there from the islands? Have we knocked a hole in the ground accidentally? Is it like there's an overland cave that just leads deeper and deeper? What does this look like, we think?
I mean, the idea of accidentally falling down a hole into a mysterious cave of crystals is always a good bet.
Perfect. Great. Okay. So we are like constructing barricades on the part of the island that's like kind of near the bridge. They are like mostly ornamental or decorative to be like tourists not allowed, tourists don't come in, but also like there are going to be police knocking down our door soon enough. So we're also trying to make them actually sturdy so we can, lob back pepper spray or whatever over them. And I think we like hit a nail into the ground and hear a weird sound and like look at each other as the ground beneath us starts to rumble. And we fall into a hole. Yeah, I don't think the first hole we fall into is going to be the like crystal cave. I think we have to like walk a little bit. So we have this moment of wonder. God, it's getting kind of cold down here. I hope we can make it back to the surface soon. I'm a little worried about that. I don't know where all the others are.
Bondo looks up to the ceiling as if to be able to see the sun before looking down and trying not to like freak out, but is visibly strained.
I think Peridot will like put a hand on your shoulder like, sorry, I don't mean to freak you out. We'll be okay. We're strong. We'll get through this. This island isn't that big anyway. How far could these go? Right? She's incorrect. I think we're walking for a long time before we see like a spot of hope of like we are clearly going the wrong direction. Like we're not going up towards the island. We're going deeper. Like we hear the sound of the waterfall crashing around us, of Niagara Falls itself. And it's like, that is not the direction I thought we were going. We were clearly getting farther from the island, but what is this place? And we see a little glow. I'm curious how Vonda responds to seeing some light in this darkness.
I think she turns to you excitedly and is like pointing. And it's like, isn't this so cool? Is the expression on her face. Like, what is this?
Yeah. And we like walk into the room and I'm imagining, multicolored, not just like a single type of crystalline gemstone, like a bunch of quartz reflecting. I guess we don't even know where the light's from. The light is like from inside. They're magic crystals, And then there's these like finger paintings on top of them of like a language we don't, or it's probably pre-language or like pre-written language of like they're depicting something that we can't really make out from where we are. I think Naomi Peridot is just like struck absolutely mute by this and like can't bring words out in this moment and like looks to you as someone more familiar with that.
I think Vonda steps kind of into the center of the room and just slowly spins to look at all these beautiful things. And eventually like releases a sigh of just awe.
That's exactly what I meant to say. I feel like a glow, not just that, but I don't know. This is important. This is historically important, and I don't know, spiritually important. This it's certainly not man-made, but it's also not man-made. Like, people have touched this. Oh my god. No one should touch this. We should feel it from afar. We should believe in it and learn from it. But this all looks so unstable.
Vonda kind of is confused for a second before she continues to spin around, like just pointing at everything. She's just not moving from her position, but is just gesturing at everything and signs a word for a glow back at you. Mm-hmm. And then kind of also gestures between the two of us, I think.
Mm-hmm. Of like, we are sharing a glow in this moment.
It's glowing.
What is the sign you do? Do you want to look up the ASL sign for glow, or do you want to make something up in terms of what the gesture for this word is?
Do you want me to describe a sign language sign on a podcast?
Yes. Yes, do it.
Okay.
Do it, please.
Let's go, Audrey. You got it.
Okay, so it's kind of you're holding the left hand out and you have your right hand placed on it and your fingers flutter as it moves away.
Perfect. Great. Thank you. That was a great description. Great. Audrey, it's your turn.
Oh, no. Okay, so one of my cards is just create a word.
Yes, that's a special thing. There's some rules for it if you look in the handouts section. The rules are just like how do you make a word linguistically? Do you want to do create a word?
Sure. I might have another scene for the two of us.
Sure. It's fine when Gem's not here, but I do want to involve everybody.
Yes. So I want to pair it with the aspect of the crystal caves, the arcane paintings.
Okay.
But yes, the concept is like arcane, lost to time, ancient arcane, whatever. That sort of thing.
Okay, cool.
And the word is Allaha.
Cool.
And it's from like it wasn't really writing on the wall per se, but it, you know how your brain looks for patterns in
Oh, sure. It's like
words?
things that looked close enough to letters.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
that.
And the scene prompt is desires revealed. So it seems like it might be a good just like pick up from.
Oh, sure. If you want to reveal your desires about these things. So is Allaha referring to these literal runes and drawings? Is it?
I think it's kind of both. I think it can be both explicitly like these drawings or to the general concept of magical mysteries from times before us.
Sure. I like that. Again, in Witch Game, there's a paragraph about this. Magic is not new. Magic is something that people on the fringes of society have always done for generations. The witches in the witch trials were actual witches. The magic done by various peoples throughout time is real in this game, including ancient peoples that we may never know. So you want to frame the scene?
Sure. So I think we're standing in this cave filled with these beautiful glowing crystals of all sorts of colors and hues and intensities, and there are these strange paintings on the walls with who knows what's really on them. I mean, who are we to decipher them? And you've Naomi / Peridot.
Yeah, I think you know me as Peridot. I don't think you would call me Naomi.
Peridot has just said, no one should ever touch these.
This is like a minute after the last scene.
Yeah,
yes,
literally a pickup.
Literally. And Vonda is kind of used to like being able to experience a lot of the I think goes up to like try to trace one of them out because you said they're finger paintings and she's like trying to trace out the motions of these actual paintings and kind of looking back at you and smiling while she's going to do this.
Do I call you Vonda or the silent one? What?
I think Vonda. The silent one probably comes later.
Yeah.
The silent one is after she commits a crazy crime.
Vonda, the oils on your fingers are gonna. Please, sorry. Please don't touch them. Please. You can. We don't know the makeup of these. I'm a conservationist. We can really mess them up. And I don't know how long they've been here. Probably hundreds, thousands of years maybe. But whatever it is, there's a very delicate balance that this has all been preserved so long. And the fact that no one has found it yet is not an accident. Please don't touch it.
Vonda signs like sadly and forlornly back at you. The glow will fade? ?
I can't say for sure until I can maybe do some sort of testing on it, but it's like the Lascaux cave paintings, right? Once they were found, so many tourists came that they started to corrode. We have to be careful.
Vonda looks wistfully at the paintings, but doesn't reach out to touch them. Instead, she looks for like a loose stone on the ground that's already been dislodged and goes to pick up that one instead.
She doesn't stop you. Is stopping herself from stopping you.
But no, I think she picks one up and holds it out to kind of try to study it. And the fears, as much as we still definitely are lost in these caves and don't really have a way of getting out, for some reason, this is kind of taken precedence and the fear is a little bit forgotten.
Yeah. Do we want to notice these like quote letters on the wall? And
oh yeah, we do
that
need to do that.
Yeah.
I think as she's holding up the crystal, she kind of is looking back at the finger paintings. Maybe she like points out the like, oh, haha, look at this.
Allah. I mean, I'm certain those aren't letters, but is that what this is? Allah? This place? These symbols? It's a good a word as any. Allah.
I think Vonda attempts to figure out how to sign this, and that's a good scene.
Yeah. Vincent, do you have an idea?
I did. It kind of had all of us, so I didn't know if...
I mean, you can put it down and we'll come up with a word, and then we can wait for Cam to have the scene.
Yeah. So, a special occasion, a celebrated event. It's either particular to the isolation or we have a unique way of recognizing it. I was going to put it on the mists.
Great.
And I thought of a word while you guys were doing it.
Great.
Which is summist. Like summit, like a big, like a summit
Ooh.
of things, but...
That's funny.
But myths. Yeah.
Sick.
We haven't done a portmanteau yet. A portmanteau.
Is it 2 M's, some mist?
Yeah, SUMMIST.
Cool. Like, what is the event that we're celebrating?
So, I think what happens is within our first year there, we witness an event that happens for every year afterwards. The first year after, specifically, I think, after discovering the Allah. Like a few days after that, we see this one event where the mist actually kind of warps and does like this almost kind of beautiful festival of like its own auroras and dances. Like it still kind of retains a lot of that illusory like protective mist, but on the internals of it, for us, it looks like this really beautiful like weather like show.
Cool.
And I think it happens like a few days after that, and every year it has happened on that day after.
Cool. So it's like a Northern Lights-esque.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. I think we might have to play without Cam.
Maybe.
We could pick this back up on another day. The one thing I would like to do before we end is to choose our pathway. So if you open up Sisters of the Spray again.
The age transitions.
Yes. So after each player has made their turn, we're going to read the transition prompt on the next step of their pathway and evolve an aspect. Right now, we're just going to choose one of our 2 pathways, and that'll be our pathway for the rest of the game. So I wrote these 2, and I am going to have no opinion about which one we choose. I'm going to abstain.
All right, Audrey, it's you and me.
I like both of them. One of them is about basically us being forcibly taken over by some rival magic users, and the other is us being slowly torn apart by climate change and the needs of the community around us. The, like, regular civilians of the falls. I think they can both offer really interesting things.
I have an opinion.
I have an opinion.
What are your opinions?
Audrey, you go first.
No, you go.
No, you got it.
I like the left one.
I like the right one.
No! and we'll come back next time and Cam can be our tiebreaker. Hello, dear listener. It's been 2.5 months for us. Sorry. But I think this is all going to be one episode. We'll do our best to pick up where we left off and remember everything we said last time. There's a chance that some little details change. Whatever we say now is canon. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But we'll do our best. So we did those two scenes, and then Vincent framed a scene about. Do you want to say it again, Vincent, if you remember?
It's the special occasion, right?
Yes.
Where it was a celebrated event. It's either particular to the isolation or we have a unique way of recognizing it. And we hadn't done illusory mist yet, so I wanted to put it there. And the whole thing was that this word summist, there's a natural occurrence of the mist where it warps, shifts, changes color. It's a very magical event. But I was like, this would be like an annual thing for very much like their I guess, I don't know, like New Year's, but just kind of an annual holiday that happens for them.
Yeah. And then what do you want the scene to be now that we're all here?
Probably just all of us seeing it for the first time.
Great. So is this outside on the Three Sisters Islands? Where are we?
Yeah, it's outside. It's probably on, because we had a main island, right? That was I think the occurrence happens because the way I picture it is very Aurora-like. So I imagine that maybe it even lines up with an aurora, and we kind of see like this almost a double rainbow for our first time is like the kind of vibe that is.
Oh, sick. Okay.
But I think it kind of just happens randomly. I think it's almost scary at first because we have no idea what's happening. The mist is literally just like warping and changing color. But I think it's probably like nighttime, so we can actually see the mist like be glowing, all that.
Mm-hmm. I think Peridot like at very first is like covering her head. She like thinks we're being bombed or something. By again, like the authorities are not happy that we illegally are occupying these islands. But like slowly kind of peeks out under her hands. Do you want to describe it? Like, what does it actually look like?
Yeah, I think because the way I was saying is it looks a little different for everyone because it's a very like personal to you as well. It's like whatever you see in the mist. It's like when you're like looking at clouds, right? And it's like everyone can kind of see something else. But if you like bring someone over, you're like, oh, that kind of looks like a cow. I can see that. But I think it's maybe a bit more personal than that. Like people actually do see things. This could be even like how some witches in the coven are like seers. They like use this to like prophesize the next year, right?
Oh, interesting.
But I think overall it's like a very like gradiented. I imagine from like a light blue cyan all the way down to like a more magenta color. Like these kind of like cooler colors as it kind of rises out of the lake. I think it starts almost particle-like, the way that the colors kind of like are like drops of water paint onto the mist, and then eventually it becomes like a full canvas of like this very flowing, this very like blended like screen of images, and yeah.
Very cool. That's beautiful.
Well, I don't think it's the government doing that.
What is it? Is it the magnetic field? Is it the mist?
It's the lake.
I think at some point Jonah or Dogwood will probably burst onto the scene. They've been like, they were asleep and he's been roused by someone sort of like, what's going on? Like there's something going on outside and like no one can really explain it. So he comes out like, I'm not sure if they have weapons there, but he's carrying like a baseball bat or something, sort of like, okay. I don't know, like no one's been able to explain this phenomenon, so I'm just going to come out prepared for anything.
Yeah.
And sort of when they make it outside and see the summist, he sort of stops and just the bat falls from his hand and he just stares up. Wow.
What are you guys seeing? Because I feel like there's something else besides just colors here.
I mean it's magic, right? Like between the caves and this, it's hard to deny anymore.
I think I'll just hear the soft I'm in this scene, right?
Yes, everyone's in this scene.
No, get the fuck out of here, Audrey.
We didn't invite you.
Get out of here, Vonda.
I think you just hear Vonda's soft footsteps as she walks up behind and is kind of nodding to herself at that statement from Peridot.
Yeah, she's kind of reluctant to say it, but like does look at you with like a certain vulnerability. It's like, I guess you're right. This is really a special place.
But with something so special, that means we have to take care of it quite well as well.
That's why we're here.
Of course we do. That's why we're here. This is our purpose. This is our charge. This is the why.
I think I looked to Carnation. What do you call it? You found it first. Do we call it the Carnation?
No. The summist. It's the summit of our year. To me, this is the greatest thing that's happened, visibly, at least.
Well, I think the caves were also pretty important, but fine. Yes,
To me.
I won't ruin the moment.
That's already been named.
Peridot, the caves are always here.
That's true, and this is once a year. This is special. Sorry, yeah. I'll appreciate it. The summist. Okay. Vonda, what's it look like to you?
I think she signs the word for like community, and like gestures to all of us standing around.
I think a little curious, Carnation is going to try to enter the mist and see what happens then. Kind of steps towards it very slowly. Still doesn't really know if it is dangerous. It's beautiful, but we still don't know if it's dangerous or not.
I think Dogwood will reach out and sort of grab your arm and like give you a look. Be like, Caleb, Carnation, are you sure?
Well, if we're going to be living with it, we got to understand it a little bit.
I want it to like change you in some way. What happens when you go in the mist?
Oh, what could happen that would be like interesting? I think as Carnation gets obscured by the mist, like fully envelops his body into it, it is kind of like we didn't realize how thick it was until his body wasn't really there. And I think after like a few seconds, there's like this almost shimmering and this almost kind of like astral outline of him in the mist. You can kind of see where he's walking. And I think it's like if anyone enters, it feels very kind of like Dream White Room-esque, where like it feels very expansive, but everyone else can kind of see how you're walking, how you're interacting. They can't see what you're interacting with, but that outline is there, almost like a constellation.
Cool. Well, connecting it to the game we're going to play, this could be one way to get into the dreamscape, which is our like other world.
Yeah.
So like one day a year in this specific place, like this mist happens and you can for a time enter the dreamscape. Yeah. I like that a lot. That's like exactly how things should line up here. Yeah. If you like that, if you're cool with that.
I love that.
Yeah. I don't know what the dreamscape looks like in this version of the Uplands, but like, yeah, I think it's like delving through centuries of memories.
Yeah. And then eventually I think you see him walk out. And I don't know how intense of a visible change there is, but I think from what he's seen in there, he looks a little paler than when he went in.
Cam, don't look so scared.
Okay, I have an idea of like mechanically what I want to do. I just am having a really hard time coming up with the word.
Oh, but we can help you with that.
Okay. The card that I would like to play is greeting, how we greet one another, small rituals to open conversation that reflect who we are. It may differ based on who we say it to or when we say it. The scene is meeting in an unexpected place.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something where Dogwood is like exploring the cave. I wanted to play it on the Crystal Caves, and
Sure.
Dogwood is sort of exploring Alaha and runs into Peridot.
Ah. Okay. I like that a lot. So, what is our specific greeting? And probably it has something to do with the caves. We already have 2 words associated with the caves, which are glow and Alaha. We could even play it off of one of those if we want. What's like a witchy greeting that we would...
I know.
Witchy but not cringy is the problem
yeah.
here.
Hey, witch.
Hell yeah.
Also, this is a tangent, but do you know, like, you know how goodbye means, like, God be with you?
Yes.
Yes. I really like that genre of thing. And I don't quite know how to make it artificially, but...
I know.
Or it could be something about, like our greeting could be watch your head, of, like, you're in caves. Like, watch out where you're going. And, like, obviously that also has, a symbolic meaning or something.
Oh, I kind of like watch your head.
Okay. It doesn't even have to be a word. It could just be, like, a gesture of, like, bowing your head or putting a hand to your head or something. This is getting into the scene, but, like, what if you hit your head and I'm, like, I have to, like, bandage you up or something, and the gesture is touching someone else's forehead? That's very intimate, but kind of in an interesting way.
Oh, I kind of like that. Like a sort of physical greeting as opposed to like I know it's dialect. We're supposed to be doing words here.
But no, that's it. It never says that. It doesn't say you can't do gestures, you can't do ASL stuff.
Maybe
like,
watch it as
watch
like
it.
a greeting. I don't know. I kind of like that.
Do you want to
So
combine?
aggressive.
Do you want to do that and the gesture? Okay. I don't know how much of a scene we even need. It feels like we've kind of described what happened, but
I know.
You wanna take it from the top?
Yeah, sure. I kind of wanted to explore, I guess, Peridot's, sort of get a read on like how she feels about the caves, sort of what it is about them that like she feels so protective
Zealous
over,
about,
sort of zealous about, like sort of what get a clearer picture maybe of what ends she might go to protect these caves.
Sure.
And sort of where Dogwood stands on that.
Yeah. I think when you find her, so you're just like wandering.
Yeah, basically exploring, trying to map it out.
Yeah, I think you probably notice her before she notices you, because she's like putting up a tarp over like a certain entrance to a cave, of being like, okay, here's how we do it, like writing a way too long keep out sign, not just like keep out, it's dangerous, but like
it's like the fucking the like nuclear waste
this
sign
is not a place of
monuments.
honor.
This is not a place of honor.
but like that sign is designed to be understandable in any language by anyone. Like that's the whole point. This is not. This is very much like getting into jargon of like, these oils on your hands will corrode the stones, and like the drawings might peel off the walls, and we really don't want that. And like struggling to write like in marker on a tarp, basically. Yeah. And it's
like your very presence pollutes this.
Yes.
Pollutes this environment. It affects the.
Essentially becoming a manifesto. And I wonder if you like hit your head while trying to read this or something, and I notice you.
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, watch it. Even that is. Oh God.
Oh.
Sorry. Are you okay? That's more important. Well, yeah, that's more important.
I don't know. I can't. It's. I think it's in my scalp. I can't see in the.
Here, I think she has a flashlight that she's working with, and like, yeah, does the gesture, puts a hand to your forehead, and like clears a bit of, and like I don't think I think the two of us are like, we were online friends, and then we've been here. I think this is the first time we've like touched each other except for a hello hug or something. And she's like very trying to meticulously like clear any dust out of your now. I imagine it's like a bad scrape, maybe bleeding a little bit. And she like clears any dust out of it, and like her hand lingers on your forehead for a second. Seriously, are you okay? Are you concussed?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'll live. What are you doing down here? You're
I'm protecting
Blocking
the Alaha. I know there's a lot of magic here, or whatever Vonda says, but there's a lot of history here as well. And we're in caves behind a waterfall. It's not the most stable thing. There's a really bad story from Lascaux of people messing up those ancient cave paintings, and I can't let that happen here. I have to learn from the history. That's what I'm doing.
So you think that we're gonna destroy them just by living around them?
Well, not by living around them, but you know, we're an exploratory bunch. We're a curious cast. We like to find things and figure out how
what
they
do you
work.
think I'm doing out here?
Yes, and I don't like that you're... Sorry.
No, what's up? What don't you like?
It's important that we treat this place sustainably. That's part of why we're here, is to... We first came here to protect the falls themselves from all the tourists and trash and climate change and everything happening to it. But it goes deeper than that, quite literally. This is a place with thousands of years of history, of people moving through it and people caring about it. And this is the most evidence I've ever seen of that. And that should be part of our mission. Not just protecting the things that we have now, but protecting what we used to have. Sorry, I don't mean to tell you how to do your job, but this is how I'm going to do mine.
I guess I hadn't really thought about it like that. I mean, I guess we came here we came here to protect nature, and I guess this is also nature. It's natural history.
I think she stands up very suddenly to say humans are nature, and like hits her head as well.
Oh,
and then like,
watch
like
it.
curls up in a squat on the ground. Ow!
Oh, that looked way worse than mine. Here,
No.
let me. And so he'll like sort of reach out and again put a hand to your forehead.
Yeah. Okay, to start a new age, follow these steps. So this was the end of our first age. First, we transition to the next age, and we read a short passage, which I'll read in a second. And then we evolve an aspect. One of our three aspects is changing in response to this transition. So we are going to, like, literally change the wording of the aspect. And then each of us can choose. So there are multiple decks. There's a deck for each age. We... right now each have 2 cards from age 1 and 1 from age 2. You can play any of them, but if there's a card you don't like, you can choose to discard it and draw a new one from age 2. So first thing, we're going to read this paragraph, which we had a vote off mic because we couldn't agree on which road our isolation was going to go down. And shut up. And because it was going to affect our entire campaign going forward, we got everyone to vote. So, sorry to Vincent.
Yeah, it kind of seemed like everyone else agreed on something, and I did not get the memo here.
No, it's okay. I really like both of them. I wrote both of them. Who wants to read this? Can I get someone else to?
Sure, I can do it. Entering age 2, an event to foreshadow the end of the isolation, it finds its way into all conversation and is impossible to ignore. In a great storm, the upstream Peace Bridge is flooded and badly damaged. A few cars and pedestrians approach our island looking for a way to cross the isthmus. Before the whole community can agree, a member takes pity and leads them across. How does the Coven respond? Who decided, and were they punished?
Cool. So that's the next era that we're going in is a little more conflict. Let's answer those questions before we do anything else. So who was it? One of us? Was it another activist on the island who like decided to help these refugees or travelers? Would any of you have done it? Peridot would not have done it. Mediator, you're looking guilty.
Yeah, he'd be the type to do it.
I like that. If you do.
Yeah.
We've said that like you're the one that does a lot of interacting with the outside world. You do a lot of recruitment and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you were talking to them, and did you not consult Dogwood? Did you consult him and it was taking too long to decide? How did you do this on your own?
I think for me it was the latter.
Okay.
Which was that we had this conversation, but Dogwood wanted to bring everyone into it. Carnation thought it was a much more pressing issue that these people needed to get across and away as soon as possible, because this storm is like getting bad and they're actually in danger now, right? Like being in the middle of the isthmus. So I think he was more concerned about their safety, while Dogwood was more concerned about the actual coven.
That makes sense. I like that. And then what's the aftermath to this? Like, I think Peridot's very mad about it, and has some power. I have followers because I'm a zealot, but I'm not the leader. And I'm curious what Dogwood would do in response to his brother doing that. And that can be something we decide throughout the next age.
Yeah.
Let's keep it as an open question, because I think that's something fun to play scenes off of.
Yeah.
Of us all having different reactions to it. Okay, and then we evolve an aspect. Every time the isolation moves into a new age, a part of it will change in response to the transition. As a consequence, we will change one of the aspects. By evolving in this way, our building blocks for language will shift over time. You can evolve aspects in many ways. The isolation may choose to adapt in the face of adversity and let the world change them, or they may double down in the face of doubt, entrenching themselves in their beliefs. Anyone have an idea of which aspect might change in response to climate change getting worse and having to respond to people around us?
I think exploiting versus sustainability is
Yeah, that one seems like kind of
the most strongly affected one there.
So how would we phrase our new version of that? Is it like we have to use what's at our disposal?
I guess it becomes more of a question of who's a member, or like who's in, who's out.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Like who has access to the islands and to our resources.
I might pitch that being illusory mists then, because that is the thing that separates us from the outside world.
Oh.
Sure.
But I'm if we can find a way to make it exploiting versus sustainability, I'm fine with that too.
What do you mean by the mists? Like that they somehow become stronger or isolating us more? What do you mean?
Yeah, and also we have magic. Like, it could be an active choice we take of
Like we create a barrier.
Yeah, like barrier mists or obscuring mists or something like impassable mists.
Ooh, I like obscuring mists. I feel like that is very
similar to illusory,
Yeah,
but it is somewhat different.
Wait, so just to be clear, because this is the age 2,
Yes.
which is, so we're trying to isolate ourselves now, but then in age 3, we won't be isolated anymore.
But that's the whole conflict, is we're trying to stay isolated even though it is becoming less and less possible to isolate ourselves from the world.
Gotcha.
That's what the whole
tides.
left side conflict is.
Yeah.
Is like the world is encroaching on us and we can't ignore it.
Then I do like the idea of actively attempting to coerce the mists to do something.
Okay. Is obscuring mists what we want?
I like it.
Okay. So we are now in age 2. So our words so far are glow, meaning wonderful, with the associated ASL sign.
Alaha, meaning wonder? I forget.
Meaning these caves. It was the
These
word for the
caves.
caves, I believe.
Okay.
Summist for the yearly event of the mist kind of warping and shaping. This communal event.
And watch it with a touch to the other person's head as a greeting.
Great. So now we do it again. We play out Act 2 the same as we did Act 1, each of us getting a word, and then we'll have another transition, and then start Act 3. Our established turn order was me, Audrey, Cam, Vincent, which we didn't do because Cam's computer crashed. I'm fine. I don't really care either way. But I can go first again. Let's see what my cards are. Oh, I like that one. Okay, I'm going to play the card, What Lies Outside, on Obscuring Mists. So we have a word for the entire world outside. We have a word for, or maybe it's the people who live outside or something. Which I think is a good indicator of us wanting to be more isolationist. Is like those fucking guys. How we refer to the world outside of the isolation. What memories and emotions does it evoke inside of us? And the prompt is, we remember things differently than the outside world does. I actually want this to be a scene. Well, we need to make up the word, but I want this to be a scene with Dogwood incarnation. I don't want to be in this scene. Because I've been like, there are reporters reporting on what's happening in Niagara Falls, because like this is an international news event. There's people like barricading islands. There's eco-terrorists barricading islands. Is probably what they would say. And then also there's like the Mounties and the cops and the military have probably like, I don't think they've attacked us yet, but they've like, tried to arrest us or something. And I think this is you two maybe talking to a reporter or refusing to talk to a reporter. I'm like curious how, because again, that's really Carnation's thing, is like interacting with the world around. So like, how in this moment are we presenting ourselves to the world? Again, this is 22XX. So like, climate change is intensifying, but there's still news media, there's still governments, which there won't be they won't be in the same way by the time of our campaign. But what word? Okay, and so I'm asking for help. What should this word be for what lies outside of the mists?
I feel like it also has to give almost a defensive vibe from what like the context is.
Totally.
Like, I feel like there has to be like almost a rhetoric to it in the way that it has to be used amongst our people, where it's like, these are the outsiders, right? It's not just like, oh, those are the people on the uplands. These are the people actively trying to get in. Is like that. I think it has to be the vibe of that, of this word.
I totally agree. Invaders, like...
Crazy thought.
Yeah.
Veil piercers?
I like that. It sounds a little too Brandon Sanderson.
I know.
For me.
Unfortunately.
Maybe something on like usurp or like encroaching.
I like encroaching. We can't just call them roaches. That's a little too far to be like, you suck.
It's so nature.
Oh, well, actually, that's true. Are they're an invasive species?
Yeah.
Is invasive species like? Do we want to use that as a word? It does have a bit of xenophobia in there.
Yeah,
but I think
I'm not sure if I
100%.
love the. Yeah,
Sure, that's fair.
Well, isn't that kind of the point of the word, to be quite derogatory?
Yeah, and also part of it is we should have different thoughts about it. Like, it's okay if some of us disagree, but if as players it's something that we don't feel comfortable with, I'm happy to keep working.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
love it.
Yeah.
As a player, it feels a little.
Yeah, understood.
I also have like in my mind this idea of like being like circled in, like kind of cornered. Almost, I was thinking a lot about like wolves and how they corner you. They kind of circle around you, right?
So something about them being like hunters or carnivores implies we're all vegetarian.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of them being willing to pounce on anything. Like being hungry for us to mess up.
Yeah.
Raveners. They're ravenous. I don't know.
I like Ravener. It's a thing from Warhammer 40k, apparently.
That doesn't surprise me.
Let's stick with Ravener. I like that. And I don't want to spend forever on each one.
Yes.
So, you two talking to a reporter, are you cool with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Is it like us talking to like an imagined reporter, or like?
I mean, I can play it if you want. Or you're saying how would they get to you?
Yeah, I'm a little. Do we come to them, or?
What if a drone flies through the mists? It's 22XX, like news drone. Is that too silly? I kind of like it.
No, I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Of like, we've done all this barricading and we have reinforced the mist to like actively be obscuring. So there's this, it's a video drone that, you can see a big camera and microphone pointed at you, but also I think there's like a little screen on it where you can see like whoever it is, this interviewer on the other side. Like you can actually see their face and interact with them.
Videodrome mentioned.
Yeah, this drone flies through the mist, and I think someone else alerts you of it, like because you guys are kind of the leaders, I don't think you're necessarily the first person to notice everything, but like one of our younger members is like, hey, I saw something weird. I think you all should go check it out. I didn't know whether to just like hit it with a rock or something.
All right. So I guess we'll go take a look at it.
Yeah.
Let me think of what this guy would say. Are you two the leaders of this insurgency? As this like drone gets right up in your faces immediately.
Well, we're the organizers, but I feel like the insurgency is a collective. It's a movement.
We're a bit more communal than one singular leader, really.
And what is it that you want? Why have you taken over this prime property?
Preservation?
Yes. We're not the ones who want here. We're not the ones who take, who exploit, who extract, who bleed things dry.
But all these tourists just want to look at Niagara Falls, want to appreciate its beauty. What's so wrong with that?
It's the ones that are exploiting that desire for tourism. That's the issue. There's no shame in ever wanting to look at nature. It's once you try to deform it, to bend the vision of others, that's when it becomes a problem.
If there's no shame in trying to look, why have you roped it off? How did you do this with these mists? No one can even see in anymore.
Well, you can fly a drone through it.
Well, yes.
We want to protect this place
But
from those who would take advantage of it.
But aren't you the ones taking advantage of it, illegally occupying the land? You're making it yours. You're taking it for yourself.
We're stewards of this land, not its masters.
Who chose you to be the stewards?
Who chose the governments? Who chose the US, Canada? We seem to be doing a much better job of preserving the natural order than they ever did.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's what these eco-terrorists have to say about their stake on this land. If you would like to see Niagara Falls, donate to the Niagara Falls Reclamation Fund to get it back from these kind of people. And I think it begins flying away. Your little witch stands next to you with a rock in hand. Should I knock it down?
I'll put a hand on their rock and just try to lower it. We don't need to incite anymore.
Fine.
Dogwood? What's wrong?
I think in a very sort of sudden, jerky motion that sort of surprises even Dogwood himself, I take the rock from the kid.
Yeah.
And hit the drone as it's flying away, just before it disappears into the mist.
Yeah, you see its, blades stagger and crash into the water.
Hey, what are you doing? Get it under control. There's enough pressure on us right now.
We can't reason with these people.
So what? We start attacking them?
What? I threw a rock at a drone.
Yeah, and you know how much that drone probably costs? They're going to look for any reason to enter, to use force.
They were going to do that anyway. They've been calling us eco-terrorists from the very start. But they don't understand our mission. They don't understand our goals.
But there are people that do. All those people during that storm, they're probably shouting praises. We helped them across the isthmus. We're reaching people, Jonah.
Are we, or are they reaching us?
Just because they outside are louder doesn't mean we're not making progress.
We can't just say that since we opened ourselves up, we're reaching more people. We're opening ourselves up to anybody, to anything. That was never the goal of this. The goal was to preserve, to protect. Once people come strolling through here, they'll discover the secrets of the caves. They'll discover the secrets of the mists. And what then? Do you think that they would ever let us live?
We came here before we knew about the caves or before we knew about the mists. We had a mission which is to protect and to preserve. And that does not mean that we become our own sovereign. That does not mean we take this land for ours. The point was to save it, so that others can enjoy nature just as much as we do. We need to come to peace with people, not start a war. No one can appreciate the land if it's dead.
Great, that's my turn. Audrey?
So, I think I have to do this one.
Okay.
It's the card is antonym. In defining something, we must also consider its opposite. Define a word opposite to the one already defined.
That's so fun.
So I think I have to pick a word that's opposite to Raveners
Oh,
to
okay.
describe the people within the mists.
Eco
And the prompt is opposites.
Perfect. Done.
So I assume this is also going to be on Obscuring Mist because it's related, or it's on Raveners is where it is. Two pitches. One is witches, obviously, and the other is what was it? Stewards. Someone
like
said stewards
stewards.
earlier.
I like stewards a lot.
Stewart's is nice.
Cool. That's a quick agreement.
Yeah, let's do it.
Remembering how to spell stewards. Okay. Cool. And then what's the scene?
What if it's after that incident with the drone between Vonda and Carnation? Because you were the more level-headed one in that conversation. Maybe it's like directly after that. If Dogwood has stormed off or whatever.
They have.
Fair enough. How would she start this? Man, it is difficult to play someone who's mute.
Well, so what else is, as the media, I probably know ASL if we just want to have a conversation and say it's an ASL.
That works.
Great.
Okay. I think Vonda approaches you after this and basically says, letting through that one drone was a mistake. They'll never understand.
Well, I don't know if we necessarily let them through as they're starting to realize they can find ways to enter themselves.
Look at the power of this magic. If we work together, we can keep them out.
But what's the long game here? We keep them out. Every force has an equal and opposite reaction. They're just going to get stronger. They're going to find ways. And as soon as that breaks and they find the force to overcome ours, that force is going to overflow and it's going to hit us.
But our force isn't just ours. It's the force of the land around us. If we lean on that, we can never be defeated. We have a duty to protect this place, no matter the cost.
I agree. Preservation is everything, but we have to be realistic with ourselves. If it's us versus the government, and they find a way through, we don't make it out of this. They've already labeled us, and Dogwood has labeled them. And as soon as labels come in and we start naming each other, that's when we can start saying that they're the enemy. Because we've created a diction-wise separation. We're all humans. We all have different goals, but we're all humans. And as soon as we start thinking as them as Raveners and us as stewards, or whatever Dogwood wants to say, which is true, but as soon as that becomes our identity, we have separated ourselves from them. We have separated ourselves from our base, our roots.
Are we separating ourselves or just naming the divide that has already been made?
There's a lot of power in naming. There's a lot of power in words.
Then I am proud to call myself a steward.
And you'll see a kind of a hesitant nod. Me too.
Great. Cam or Vincent? Should we just stick with Vincent because that's actually how we've been doing turn order?
Okay.
Okay.
Throw you right under the bus there, buddy.
I've been building up for this one, guys.
Oh, okay, all right.
See, Cam,
all right.
other people want to play.
I know.
Sorry, that's mean. You're doing great.
I like to see the lay of the land.
Yes, I'm sorry you got so thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
But the future.
Oh God.
Which is
Interesting.
I think I'll kind of reveal what I was thinking of what happened to Carnation when he entered the mist.
Sure.
Which is that he saw this great storm happen, and he saw the community falling. He didn't know how it fell, but now he's seeing all of this come to cloud, and he's like, oh, it has to be war, right? Like something has to be. So now like everything he's doing is trying to prevent whatever this is, right? Okay, so I'll read the card. The future, how we refer to what is yet to come and what it means to us. This may be an important event in the future or the future as a broad concept. I think I kind of want to create like, not just for the future, but almost like an omen, like a bad future to come.
Sure.
As this kind of idea. I had two. One of them I feel is more cheesy than the other, but the first was Scrisis. Like you scried a crisis.
Okay.
Use this wombo.
I legitimately don't hate Scrisis, but what's your other idea?
Prophetism, which is a prophetized cataclysm. But
are we referring to a specific event in the future or just the future? It says either. So
I think it's more of a general bad future for the Coven.
Sure. I'm okay with Scrisis. Everyone else?
How do you spell that?
Sounds like psoriasis.
Scrisis.
Cool.
Scrisis. Yeah.
And which
Which?
aspect is this going to be on?
Oof.
I mean, it's something you saw in the mist, so it could also
I would
be
assume it's more mist than anything else here.
Sure. And then the scene is we have different visions.
Yeah. Interesting.
Could it
What can we do
be
here?
literally like we've had different visions from going into the mists during the summist?
But then we're like, oh, a whole year has passed.
I mean-
but maybe that's okay.
Okay, a whole year has passed.
Yeah.
These ages can be long.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that would be like that we all have a literal vision of like we go into the mists and we all experience this.
So is this an everybody scene?
I think it's an everyone scene.
Cool. And this is, I assume, the second summist. So like
Yeah.
the next year, now that we know what's happening, we
Yeah.
each go there.
I think Carnation is kind of standing at the edge of where you would enter the mist. And he's kind of rallied you all, as well as, I guess, some other people. I don't want to make it seem like we're the 4 leader, but for the sake of the game, us all. And probably in the past has explained to Dogwood already, like very recently as the summit was approaching, why he's been so hesitant on everything. And that he wants to make it clear that everyone should go into the mist because they all need to see what's to come. And if it's better, then that's great. But if they see the same things that Carnation saw, then maybe we could be unified on how to move forward.
And then do we just like all sit down and talk about what we see, or do you want us to each describe what we see?
I would
separately?
think I want everyone to describe what they see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question for you, Vincent.
Yeah.
Mechanically speaking, would we see things that are genuinely going to pass, or is it not necessarily?
I think it's almost like what's the closest thing? Because I don't want to say fortune teller, because fortune tellers are too vague. But it's almost like Zodiac-ish, where it's like it's vague enough where you can like maybe extract some details per person. But like if you applied it to anyone, there could like it is really open, right?
Open to interpretation.
It's very much open to interpretation. And I think there's almost like an emotional element to it, which is like your own feelings and thoughts and maybe like subconscious anxieties can bleed into it as well.
Cool. I have mine, which is Peridot sees mountains covered in snow and scarecrows in empty crow-ridden fields and apartment buildings gutted and empty but still standing, and like all these images of perpetuity, of like even if certain things will fall, even if humanity dies in a climate collapse, even if we're no longer here, some things will stay. And like even if they get messed up a little bit, that's not the end of the world. Like the world will move on without it.
I think as Carnation walks into the mist, from the like outside point of view where you see like the constellation, you almost see his form collapse. And he is kind of leaning over this kind of edge cliff. It's a broken bridge that has collapsed. And he is holding his brother's hand who has fallen off the cliff, trying to keep him up. And I think on the other side, like behind him, there's almost this kind of like flooding happening. And there is a boat of the kids of the stewards that he also has the chance to save. But there's also on the far side this line of cars of like people just trying to escape this storm, like once again. And he's very like mentally blocked of like the three things that matter to him, and how can he save all of them because he can't. And I think that's the anxiety of his mediation coming to it, which is he can't please everyone. Who is the real person to save here?
That's a very, like, Ricochet superhero situation of, like, you have two people to save and you're not fast enough.
I think Dogwood sees, and this, bear with me, it's kind of fucked up.
Good. Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right, now we get the Tommy Foley trauma. Where's the parents?
I think Dogwood sees himself standing at the top of a rolling green hill, looking out over a pasture. He sees himself as a shepherd watching his flock. And all of a sudden, he notices a wolf in the distance, and it stalks their sheep, not killing them outright quite yet, but herding them closer and ever closer to the safety, relative safety, of their shepherd. Then another wolf appears, and another, and they circle the sheep, winding them ever tighter around. And as they get closer, this pack, they multiply, they come out of the trees, out of the ground, out of nowhere. You look at them and you see that while they may have been wolves at one point, they are no longer wolves anymore. There's something different about them, something not quite natural, but you can't really put your finger on it. And once the wolves outnumber the sheep, they pounce and they start tearing them apart, ripping them to shreds. And there's blood and it's horrifying, and the shepherd is being torn apart too, but he does not die. And once all of the sheep have been consumed and killed by the wolves, they turn on each other. And it's just this spectacle of death, jaws and teeth and paws and claws ripping into each other.
Jesus Christ.
And there's no longer any distinction between who is predator and who is prey.
Hell yeah.
Damn. That's hard to follow. Okay.
Cam, I need to tap you as my prophetic dream correspondent for Witch Game.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. They'll all be a little fucked up and like horror adjacent.
Yeah, that's
but...
great. I know, Vincent. I know you've also done some very good prophetic dreams in our time playing together.
Right. Well, Vonda's is shorter and perhaps less violent, but I think she sees herself at first, sees actually inside the mist, and then the ground sort of opening up with maybe an earthquake or some sort of internal collapse, actually quite similar to what they actually experienced. Mm-hmm. But this one feels much more unnatural, more like the ground being ripped apart. And in her mind's eye, she sees the crystals below and interprets this as kind of a saving glow, but could just as easily be interpreted as them having been kind of made vulnerable and exposed, basically.
Mm. Very cool. Cam.
Okay. I have something that I want to do, but I'm not sure which aspect it aligns with. So the card that I want to play is Traitor. An act of utter selfishness stuns us all. What do we call the act or the people who commit it? The scene is a traitor lives among us. Among us. When the imposter is sus.
Okay, so who betrays everybody? I'm a zealot with the following, so
That is true.
it also doesn't have to be one of us. I mean, it could very clearly be related to the caves. It could be someone like stealing something from the caves and then running away from our islands. It could be someone letting people in. It could be someone giving the cops information, or just like taking a portion of people away with them.
Oh, yeah. Why not someone basically thinking, oh, we're totally not going to survive this. I'm going to be the leak and hopefully I'll get some protection or pardoning.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Is that also the mists? It's about the
Is it?
outside world. I don't know. I also like the idea of them stealing something from the caves just to put a nail in the coffin. But
I think it could be much like they were negotiating terms. It was like, okay, but we'll only give you full protection if you can get us something worth of value.
sure.
To tell us about what's happening inside.
Do you like that, Cam? You like it being on the
Yeah.
caves? Okay. What do we call the act or the people who commit it? Something about a trade, like they made a bad deal. Maybe
something having to do with like typically like those people are like sources of information, but like sources are also like a thing in magic of like a font of source or something like that.
I mean, I famously like the word font. That's a thing in Windrunners. We could call these people fonts or sinks or drains. They're drain our resources. They're draining our trust in them.
I like that as well.
I like drains.
Call it runoff. They ran off with our crystals.
Wait. I kind of like that. Cam, drains or runoff? It's up to you in the end.
Oh. I feel like drain is kind of a better, like...
Okay.
But runoff is really funny. All right, I like drain. I'll go with drains.
Sounds good. And then scene is a traitor lives among us.
I think, I definitely want Peridot to be involved in this, because this seems like a...
Sure. I mean, I think Peridot and Dogwood could have a conversation about, like, I think in response to this and in response to what Carnation did, letting people in, she's like, okay, yeah, we need a court system now. Like, we need a way to stop people from doing things.
Checks and balances.
Yeah, okay, I like this, and I think I almost want, like, is Carnation there too? And there's sort of like a blame game going on here.
I'm fine with that.
Sure.
All right.
Okay, my pitch is that you two are like in your leadership tent. And we've heard about the traitor. Like, it happened very recently.
Yeah.
So like we all recently got the news, and I think immediately upon getting the news, Peridot like leads like her faction and marches into your
Oh, I like that.
your quarters.
Carnation's already exhausted from everything that has happened in the last year. It's like, it's just another thing.
And we live mostly in like tents and abandoned buildings, right? So like your big tent or whatever. And she like kind of slams her hand down on your desk and says, "This needs to stop. I don't think you agree with what just happened, but we've been giving our stewards far too much leave. We need to watch our members. We need to have strict rules and punishments for when they aren't followed," and like looks to Carnation. "You haven't been a strong enough leader."
Shots fired.
So what are you suggesting? We build a surveillance state?
No,
Do we not trust our own now? I guess
I don't.
we don't.
I wish I could. But this place is vulnerable and unstable, and our community is getting more unstable by the day. We need to hold it tighter. I don't think we need surveillance. Perhaps a few people assigned to keep others in line, or some punishments pre-agreed upon if someone does something that's not in everyone's best interest. I'm not trying to usurp you. I'm not trying to say I'm the one who should be in charge of all this. I shouldn't, but someone needs to.
No, you're right.
Someone needs to.
You're right. We can't protect the land from ourselves. How can we expect to protect the land at all?
Exactly. We've left the drain open for anyone to slip through and take things and exploit us in all our quest to be sustainable. We've let ourselves be ripe for it. We need to plug the drain. Keep what we have.
They'll keep coming, and they'll keep taking.
If we're plugging the drain, that means that the other stewards, do they have a choice in this? What if they want to leave? What if they don't like having guards around, officers, whatever you want to call them?
If they're not dedicated to our mission, they can leave. I don't mean to keep them here.
There's going to be a cost of power here. We're supposed to be a community.
I agree with that. I agree with trusting each other and working together, but we need to hold each other accountable too. And that includes you, by the way. I know you're his little brother, but that doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. You can go against the decisions that the rest of us make.
You're right. And I made a mistake, and it was one of the first breaches of trust, and I'm never trying to outrun that. I was thinking about lives, and I was thinking about others. And it has blown out of proportion to the point where they have become raveners and us stewards. And I wish it wasn't like that. But those were just people, and they needed help. And I'm sorry for helping. And I'm sorry that it damaged us. And I'm sorry I took action too quickly. And I think I'll stand up, and I'll kind of go in between the two of them. I'll look over at Dogwood. If you need to punish me, punish me.
Peridot crosses her arms.
We need to rebuild trust. The only reason that people are acting the way they are, the only reason we are even suspicious of one another is because we have lost our trust, because we've lost our unity. I'm not saying that any of this will fix it, but accountability is important. I agree with that. I don't agree with necessarily setting up those with higher power of containment or surveillance or whatever we want to call it, but I should be held accountable. And so should anyone else.
Caleb, the damage is done. You want your accountability, we're all paying for it. We're all being held accountable. I want guards at the entrance of the cave. If people don't like it, they don't want to pay the price of community, then that's fine. They can go find another community.
The price of community.
I love leftist infighting. This is what I mean when I say that. Okay. Sick. That's the end of age 2. Who wants to read the transition to age 3?
What was foreshadowed has come to pass. The end of the isolation is near. There is no escaping it. The rains have not stopped for weeks. The Peace Bridge is gone entirely, debris knocking out some of our compound as it washed past in the flood. The South Grand Island Bridge is almost entirely underwater. We've been redirecting civilians downstream to the Lewiston-Queenston Bridge, and we have just got news that it's gone too. A line of cars and exhausted, confused flood refugees spans for miles outside our island. What does our coven sacrifice to help them or keep them out? Who among us leaves to escape the danger?
Okay. I don't think we should answer those yet. I think those questions will be things that we figure out in the playing. So now we have to evolve one of our aspects. I mean, we've clearly changed things about the caves by adding guards. We can also say that they're like now literally less stable, and like some of them are collapsing because of the like storms and floods. Or exploiting versus sustainability. We can say what we said earlier about like we need to use what's at our disposal, or vice versa, because that's kind of not where we're going. Of like we need to preserve this place at all costs. Thoughts?
I also like the idea of like the crystal caves of the arcane paintings, where it was like this once like very beautiful thing. It was almost kind of like a landmark, but kind of being used as this military barracks now. As like this is like we're keeping like weapons here, and like it's stationed. This is like our first point of defense for like strong magical defense.
There was also an idea earlier in like our very first community questions of like, what spaces do we use as communal spaces? And someone that said the caves themselves, and I think that's something that Peridot has been fighting against. And the idea that in winning that fight, she also lost it of like, no, now it's, yeah, exactly. This is like our shelter, like from the storm. This is the safest place, except that
this is our seat of power and not our seat of community.
But also not like no one go in there because we have to protect it. It's like, no, in the process of protecting it now, there are people in there who are there to protect it. I'm cool with that. Do we like that?
I like it.
How do we want to call that? What's that called? Cave barracks?
Yeah. Nice and simple.
Cool. And then everyone, if you would like to, can discard a card and draw a new card from age 3.
Oh man, my cards are so good. I want to see another age 3 card. I'm so curious.
Okay, I don't think this one makes sense anymore. I'm getting rid of happiness.
We are now in age 3. I'm going to move these even closer in, as that's kind of how our language tableau works. Oh god, I just drew from age 3 a really interesting card, but I want to play into the things we just did and play the card Title of Command. Relating to cave barracks, I think Peridot is like now referred to by some title that we'll come up with. One of you is gaining prominence in the isolation. This is a title used by those who recognize your authority, and the prompt is a call that had to be made. Which is interesting. I wanna build a title off of steward. Like, it's not just like a commander or something. I'm like the conservationist. Of like my main goal is to protect and serve.
Maybe sentinel.
I like
Silver Sentinel.
If not for Starlings, I would really like Sentinel.
Ward.
Vanguard Vigilant. Ward is good because it implies like I am not considering myself first. I am a ward to this thing or this place, instead of like I'm the commander of it. So I like Ward a lot. WARD. I am so bad at pronouncing words. I'm going to say ward is word the whole time, but that's okay. You know what we mean, dear listener. WARD, one who protects. A call that had to be made. We haven't seen much of the conflict between Peridot and Vanya in a second.
Vonda,
thank you. We also just haven't seen that much of Vonda, and I want to see more Vonda. What do you do that like makes me have to take action? Like, do you sneak into the caves? Do you try to take something from them? What do you do that I don't like?
well, the caves are currently being guarded, right?
Yes. So you can like literally sneak in, you can magic your way in, you can people talk to you when they're out of other options. You can be friends with the guards. Just because they're in my faction doesn't mean they have to disagree with you.
I'm wondering if she steals crystals from the caves with the attempt to fortify the land from the growing, shitstorm.
I like that. Yeah, you're doing it for something that she would agree with, but you're doing it in a way that Peridot doesn't agree with.
Yeah.
I don't really feel a need to play out this whole scene, because it's a call that has to be made. So she's gonna make the call. So what does that look like? I think you're caught doing this. Like you successfully sneak in and you get these things, and then you're caught inside the cave, and like Peridot like a military commander is called in to be like, all right, you be the judge of this. You determine what happens. And she sends everybody else out of the room. Vonda, I can't say I'm surprised, but I want to trust you. I want to believe that you're doing this for a good reason. Why are you doing this? Are you just another drain?
How could you think so little of me? I'm doing this to protect our land.
Signs back. I think she's probably learned a bit more sign by now. Protect our land how? That's what I'm doing here. You're doing the opposite of that.
No, it is a give and take, like the tides. I am drawing strength from that which we are a part of to make all of us stronger.
Taking is what the Raveners do. It's what they do. We're stewards. We don't take.
I am not taking for myself.
You'll draw power for what?
To help protect us from the chaos that has been encouraged and induced by the Raveners.
Show me.
All right. Then I think she holds this crystal that she's gotten in her hand, and it begins to glow as she well, I was gonna say she says an incantation, but she doesn't. She makes hand motions
That's
over
just
the
as
crystal.
magical. Yeah.
Yes. It's the not the verbal but the somatic component, if you will. And there's a slight tremor in the ground as the crystal glows brighter and brighter until it stops glowing completely and looks inert. I don't know what like actual change is observed in the like surrounding land though. Maybe well, I was trying to think like if we were worried about the caves collapsing, that some physical manifestation of them being more structurally sound occurs.
That makes sense. What's it look like? Like, it was glowing. Is it a pillar of light? Is it a pillar of stone? Like, we could say that some water has seeped into this place and, like, you're expelling it out or something.
I think, okay, sure. Some water has seeped in and it recedes, but as it recedes, it leaves, like, sediment where it came from that blocks off those areas and makes it slightly more contained. It's a small effect because it's only like one crystal and it's a short period of time. That's what you see.
If you really think that you can use this to protect this place, I'd rather work together on it and make sure you only take what you need than be at odds about this. We should work together.
Vonda smiles.
I don't want her not to just be a bad guy all the time.
Sure.
All right, that's my
it's
last.
me next.
Yeah, that's the end of that's my last turn. I'm done.
Damn.
Oh, wow. Okay. I kind of want to do this one. It's misunderstanding. As tensions rise, voices clash. Even among ourselves, we ascribe new meaning to old words, and confusion spreads.
Oh.
Actually, I'm going to do a different one.
Okay.
Evolve, which is kind of the same card, but it's slightly different. Which is, as pressure builds, we change in ways big and small. As we change, so does our language. Make a connection. Play on an aspect in the current age and choose a word from a previous age. Move the word to the new aspect and explain how the word has changed meaning because of this aspect.
Oh.
I was thinking I could pull Alaha into exploiting versus sustainability if this becomes a new thing that they're doing. So
How does the word change meaning?
it not only means the caves, but also like the energy of the land and like the power that's within it.
Cool. I like that a lot. So it's like a very broader term.
Yes. The tides of change pull on us is what the card says, by the way.
Okay. What's that look like? It can always be a solo scene. Like, I'm curious to see Vonda like teaching other people magic or something, or like
That's
doing
actually what
this
I was
thing.
thinking of, like her recruiting more people to this cause. Yeah, let's do that. I think we see an image of Vonda, the silent one, with a small group of people kind of around her. She's sitting in the front of the semicircle, and showing with one very small crystal, like 'cause it's just for demonstration, this magic that seems to like heal one part of the land, like to make for example, in this instance, the plants bloom more strongly in this area, but at the same time, this glowing crystal, this loses its own magic. And she kind of puts it in I think she puts it in a bag of other things that she's kind of exhausted but doesn't really want to discard, like the remnants of her past activities.
So like the energy that you're taking out of the stones and putting into the earth is also Alaha. Is that the intention?
Yeah.
Vincent?
Of course it comes to I'm gonna jet out this one. Sadness.
Okay.
A particular wariness and strife mark many days in the isolation. When we need a word to describe how we feel in the hardest times, this is what we reach to. Sadness seeks company. I think at this point, the Coven is like so divided in itself, right? Like we are kind of split between the two sides of like trying to have as much freedom versus like we need to keep our community under control. And then I think as like times are getting tough, like this will be more of the descriptor of like this specific era, really. Like these like how people say like this is our dark times, right? This is what that word will mean of like this is our Great Depression in our community. I like the idea of like going off the word isolation just because it says sadness seeks company, which just shows that like it originated in isolating ourselves in our own isolation. But yeah, that was my first thought.
Right, a word for this era of like it's the end of the isolation, it's like the breakdown of our walls. It's I mean like ISO is something, or like iced.
Yeah. Which also could be like a coldness as well, if we want to make it more weather based.
Yeah. We are in the far north. It is getting wintry. Yeah. It could be something about winter, frost, coldness. Oh, wait, there's a certain word for what happens when mist freezes. It might be rime, but I think it's a special word.
Oh, I love the word rime.
Rime? What does rime mean?
Yeah, that's more of like the coating of ice on like exposed objects when they freeze.
Yes.
That's what rime is.
Is hoarfrost? Is hoarfrost the word I'm thinking of?
Oh, HOAR.
Yeah.
F-R-O.
That's the closest thing that I can find. I'm finding non-English words for it, which is interesting too. So I'm finding pogonip is a colloquial word. In Japanese, it's called hyomu.
Hoarfrost is a delicate, feathery layer of white ice crystals that forms directly from water vapor on cold, clear, and windless nights. That goes with crystals as well.
Up to you.
I like hoarfrost a lot.
Sure. So it's how can you use it in a sentence?
Oof, that's great. That's a great question.
Because I'm having trouble figuring out how it works.
I think we almost treat it as like you would say a season. Like we're in hoarfrost right now. This is like is how I'm picturing that.
I like that a lot. And which aspect is it on?
That's a great.
I mean, if it's called hoarfrost, maybe it's the mists.
Yeah.
At this point, we should have put it on one before we made a word, because it should have informed what word we made.
Yeah, that's true. But I like hoarfrost.
I like hoarfrost. Let's keep it.
Yeah, let's keep it.
It's good.
And then the scene is sadness seeks company.
I kind of wanted everyone to be, but I think it makes more sense for like the company thing for it to be the brothers of like,
sure,
actually having a moment of like sibling closeness rather than like, can we be here for each other rather than talk about the Coven for once in our lives for like we have been doing for the last like year and a half or 2 years.
Yeah.
But like we're both under like tremendous amounts of stress. We're both like actually have a lot of responsibility that I don't think we thought we would have at this point. And I think it would be like a time for them to try to reconnect as brothers, or not, or divide further.
We'll see where the scene takes us, my friend.
So I think that Carnation walks into your tent. You're probably actually doing something important.
I think I'm trying to learn magic. Like, I'm trying to do what Vonda's been doing. And I've been kind of practicing it in secret, because trying to keep the peace between Vonda's faction, Peridot's faction, the outsiders, everybody else. So, like, this feels something like taking a side, but to Dogwood, it feels almost like a necessary evil, I guess, of, like, doing what it takes to protect the Coven.
Yeah. I think, like, I've walked in this tent so many times, and, like, we're just so casual around each other at this point that you probably don't even look up at me as I'm kind of walking around, and then I'll put my hand on your forehead, like, I'll reach around, put my hand on your forehead, and then make you look at me.
Oh!
Watch it.
Sorry. A little lost in the process here.
Aren't we all? How are you feeling? I know it's been a while, and this might not be the time to talk about it, but
no, it's fine. I'm living the dream.
Well, what we thought would be the dream, right?
Yeah.
And it still is. I mean, not going in quite the straightest path that we thought it would, but when do natural paths ever be that straight? You're always taking curves, always going around cliffs or bodies of water.
It feels like we've taken a U-turn recently. I used to think of these people as invaders, predators, wolves at the gate. And now like, Caleb, maybe you were right. You always were right. I mean,
hey. I'm here to give advice. I'm here to talk. I'm not here to be right. My job here is not to make decisions for people. That's your job.
Oh, yeah, and I'm doing a really, really great
great. I think
job
he, like,
at it.
Holds like your head in his hands, and he puts his forehead on yours. You are doing great, Jonah. You've always been a leader. Hell, we were growing up. I followed you everywhere. I followed you here.
Yeah, well, maybe you shouldn't have done that. Maybe I made a mistake.
Okay, I know we've been through a lot, and it seems like we're just fighting all the time. But I was walking around this morning, and there were people that were looking at Vonda had just used the crystals to grow up new patches of flowers, and they're really beautiful. And people were smiling at them. They were happy. I don't think they really understood the behind the scenes of everything that we've been talking about, but we know everything. And with knowledge comes that weight. But people are inspired by you. People are happy. Sure, we're a little all on edge, but that's just the natural reaction when there's people at our gates, when there's, as you said, wolves at the gate. We'll find a way out of it. I know we will. I know you will. You got plenty of bright minds around here to help you out. Just because we're in some sort of hoarfrost right now, as it seems, is, we're feathering out, becoming armed, this spiky nature, doesn't mean that summer won't come and might melt it all off.
What's our goal here, Caleb? I think I'm losing track of it. I think I think we're becoming unmoored. We're freezing over. We're hardening. Are we meant to protect the environment? Because the environment's failing, and we can fix the environment. You said we can grow new flowers, but that's at the expense of the cave, which is also the environment.
Yeah.
And we can protect humanity, and we can be stewards of the old ways, but who are stewards? Is it us? Is it the people outside? They may be ravenous, but that just means that they're starving.
That's why I said never to name anything. As soon as we started thinking about this and them, we lost track of our common ground. Literally, our common ground. Yes, we should be defending ourselves from the outside, but we should be trying to find a way to replenish those crystals. Find a way to actually sustain how to grow and preserve this place, not using them as weapons or like a fuel.
Caleb, I was a Discord moderator. I'm not supposed to do this. We're not supposed to do that. We're not the best of humanity. We're eco-terrorists.
Hey, just because we're not on Discord anymore doesn't mean that your ego has to diminish. We've been called names all our life. Like you said, you're a mod. We're eco-terrorists. But to us, we're just trying to help the planet. Because when it was just us on a server that somehow turned into this, and there's not a computer in sight, it felt like we were the only ones that cared. And just because we're not seeing the care in the rest of the world doesn't mean that our fervor can't be as strong. And we should be continuing that faith in ourselves and our desires to grow the land, to keep people happy, to keep us safe. But I think the ultimate goal, out of all of this is not just to preserve the land, but to one day share it again in a way that's harmonious with everyone. And eventually that means we have to talk to the outside. We can't be sheltered in this place like we were sheltered in our rooms. And that time might not be yet, but it's a time to think about.
Cam, it's your turn for the last
Oh, God.
last part
okay.
of the game. There is another thing we have to do quickly
Okay.
after this. So it's not the very end, but we're getting there. It's the last word we'll make.
Oh,
Unless you play an action, in which case we might not even make a word.
okay. I have a card that I would like to play.
That's how the
I feel
game
like
works.
every one
yeah.
of my turns has started out with like, I'm like 70% of the way there, and I just need to crowdsource the other 30%.
Yeah.
That's also how the game works.
Okay.
That's okay.
So, I have a card that I think implies some sort of culmination, climax, or confrontation.
Great.
I'm not sure where to place this card on which aspect, and I'm not sure what this like climax confrontation will look like, but I'll pull the card out and I'll read it. Good luck. How we affirm our hope in happy outcomes, a spoken wish for victory that bonds us together, a particular kind of luck or fortune for the isolation. And the scene is when good luck is needed most.
If we want to, just as one idea for the scene, if we want to look at the final narration that we're about to read after this scene, it could very much tie in with that. If it's like, it's a terrible storm and we need good luck for that storm, etc. Another pitch is, I've said there's a line of cars for like a mile or more outside our place. What if one of them just fucking drives over? Just does not stop at our barricades or even at our guards. Just is so desperate to get through.
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like there is sort of, we've been very isolated, some may say. And I think that there's definitely been levels of like engagement with the outside world and sort of this outside catastrophe that's been happening to the wider world. And I think that having a car pull up with like a family, like basically begging us to let them in, let them through, help them something, and sort of gathering all of the factions together to confront this and sort of.
I mean, that's what's been happening just outside the mist. And I think the idea of them breaking through to like, we have to look at it, we have to address it, is cool. Also, this could coincide with the summist if we want extra insanity.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay, in that case, it would probably go in the mists then, right?
Oh my god, another mist word.
I know. Sure. I guess it's kind of all of the aspects though, because it's like what
Yes,
what do we do?
But
What do we,
particularly
like-
the word that we're about to make for good luck.
Uh-huh.
What should guide us in making this word? Should it be another pun on mists? Should it be about keeping things, about sustainability? Should it be about militarism or the caves or stones? Like, how are we going to make this word is really the question.
I like exploiting versus sustainability. I like the idea that like this is not, I don't think that I want this to be like the instance in which this word is created. I think like it's sort of something that we've been saying to ourselves, like even before this came offline. And like this is just the first time that it comes up.
I think that's fine. Yeah,
world,
I don't think the
makes sense.
conversation needs to be exactly the first moment that word was invented.
So in that case, I feel like something between about like sustainability and like.
So like something like keep well or hold fast, of like that idea of like we will continue.
I've just been thinking about like throughout this whole game, there's this like whole thing when you're hiking and like they talk about like don't leave things in the forest, but also don't like mess with things, don't like build rock cairns, don't do anything. And like the phrase that they use is leave no trace.
Yeah. I see
And
where
I
you're
think
going.
that it's interesting to have been like saying leave no trace to each other so much that it's kind of lost its like lost its initial like sort of word meaning. And like in this sort of moment, it comes back again and we really start to look at it and be like, leave no trace. I don't know.
I thought you were going to go, which this might still be where you're going, to the word for good luck being leave a trace. Like, show people that you're here. Like, even if we're dying, even if this is the end of us, like, leave something behind as a marker.
I do like leave a trace. I feel like that. Thoughts?
I like leave
Opinions.
a trace. I think it fits well with the next thing that will happen. But
Yes. I like leave a trace as well, but I said it, and I don't want to take over.
No, I
everything.
like it. I like it. I think it fits the.
Like, I like that we had been saying leave no trace, so like this is our main ethos
Yes,
of like
yes,
that's our
this
thing.
is- yeah,
and
yeah,
then
okay.
eventually it's like, oh no, we're all about like this isn't going to last. We actually do need to leave a trace. We need to like
I like that. I like that a
show
lot.
people that we were here. Okay, so when good luck is needed most, do you want to play out a scene or how do you want to?
I would say it's sort of like almost like an emergency meeting, kind of. Like they hear that this like car, this family, this group of people has come through the mist, and I think Dogwood sort of calls you three together because they've sort of become not so much like the leaders, but like the sort of thought leaders of the different different ways that we could interact with the outside world. And sort of puts down on the table like we can't ignore this anymore. Like they are coming in, and where this one group is just the beginning. Like if they can make it in, there will be more. And like where do we go from here?
yeah.
I know that there are a lot of people out there that need help, but we're a small group and we've dedicated ourselves to helping this place, not those people.
I don't know. I think if they're making it through the mist at this time, they're breaking through, I think we might have a longer night on our hands than we think.
We can't just sit back and do nothing.
Well, if people are going to start coming and taking our things, we need to make sure we preserve it.
For what? What are we preserving it for, if not the people out there?
Well, I'm saying that this mission, as much as we've dedicated ourselves to it, this might be as far as we go. Maybe completing it was never for us, but making the small steps so someone else can, maybe that's what we're meant to be here to do.
Someone else one day in the future?
Carnation, Caleb, what do you propose we do?
I've been thinking about this a lot. With the Summist, something happens to us when we go in there. It's almost immaterial. We're in a different place. I don't know what it is. To us, it's the Summist. To someone else, it might be another word. Or another place. I don't know. But something happens. And I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
What if we store things in there? And then someone in the future learns a way to access it.
We leave a trace.
We leave a trace.
Vincent, what an interesting idea. I really like that. I hadn't thought of that at all.
What if you put a person in there?
Do you want to play your character in our campaign? Okay, if you put a person in there, the Dreamscape does not have hard and fast rules. I don't know what happens if you put a person in there.
Become a disembodied voice.
Maybe that's something we have to sacrifice.
Yeah, you basically become a ghost.
Yes.
You can, like, visit the Dreamscape and come back. In Witch Game, in 300 years from now. That's, like, rare, but it's something some witches have done. But if you live there for many years, shrug, I don't know what'll happen to you. Sure. I think someone could, in theory, at least attempt to go in there and stay.
Yeah.
Then Vonda will gesture to herself and say, I've taken so much from this land to protect it. Why not give myself to maybe help it be protected in the future?
We don't know what that will do to you, Vonda.
Neither do I.
That's crazy. That's dangerous. It might not even. We don't know if things can stay there. If things will actually be kept. It's stupid and dumb and dangerous, and I don't want you to. I don't want you to do that.
But if we
But it's
have
smart too.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. It's very clever.
Someone's going to need to be able to tell whoever finds it what this is, what we were.
Yeah.
Naomi,
Yeah.
what would you have us do?
Well, I don't think I'm going to get my way in this conversation, but I still believe the first thing I said. We hunker down, don't let people through, and make our priority saving this place from everything that's happening outside of it. If we can use the mist to cut it off from the world, we should. It's special and it needs protection. I don't feel good about that. I don't like that. I don't like not helping people, but that's my pitch. Dogwood, you're our leader.
Yeah, guess I am.
If they're coming in here, we definitely need an escape plan for our people. You're right about that. We do need to think about us, because if they're going to come in here, the Raveners.
If they want to drive through our place, we have to take down tents, move things around. It'll take a lot of work. It will maybe not destroy, but definitely change what we've built here. There's hundreds of cars waiting to get through, and if we start lighting them through, more will show up. All that weight on the caves, I don't know.
I can't stand by. I'm sorry. Peridot, I can't.
I understand. Then we'll do everything we can to leave a trace.
We came here because we saw something wrong with this world, and we were right. It's going to shit outside.
Yeah, I think we, just out of character, I don't think we've heard anything from the cops of America or Canada in weeks. Like,
Yeah.
they have, like, the countries are beginning to collapse at this point from strains on resources from storms and climate change.
We fought as hard as we could, and we can keep fighting. Our ideals will go on. History will remember us.
We need to leave a trace. Vonda, you know more about these caves and these mists than anyone. Is there a way to preserve this knowledge? Do you think that if you went into the mists, or if you went into those caves and you stayed, do you think you could come back out? Do you think someone could come back out?
I have more confidence in the idea that someone could protect, or at least remain, than that someone could come back out. And isn't that what we came here to do?
I think we found a conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't need to dig too deep into the mechanics of how the dreamscape thing works, because that's something we'll explore in the campaign itself. Okay. Vincent, would you mind reading the final
Yeah.
the final narration, and then we will do our legacy?
Our islands have become a simple stopover between Buffalo and Toronto, a glorified bridge with a view. We've been scattered to nearby enclaves, forgetting or obscuring our witchcraft and giving up hope of fighting the climate collapse. Anything our coven left behind has been trampled by 1,000 feet. But something persists. What permanent mark did we leave?
So it seems like the main thing that persists is in the dreamscape, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we've also, if only for the sake of the future campaign, hidden the caves fairly well.
Yeah.
Like it's
So they like collapse their entrances or something like that.
like without the information from Vonda, it would be very hard to access them.
Yeah.
Like we've stopped
Oh my
bad
God.
actors from getting them. Is there a permanent mark on the island itself? Like some stuff has collapsed.
I like the idea that like it's a little like all of the magic that we like used from the caves to sort of imbue the land and like regrow plants and everything. Like it sort of lingers, not in like a super duper noticeable way, but like the grass is still a little greener on the island. If you plant a fruit or an herb or a flower, it'll always grow a little better than it would in the space around it. And so it sort of attracts.
Witches.
It's like subtle enough that it's not like, oh man, this is like the super cool island that you can grow food infinitely from. But like,
Right.
for those who know, it's a feature.
Yeah. I think another thing that could be interesting is like, it depends how obvious we want to make it to the future witches, like there is something here. And that, I think a big thing was like, you had to know about this place. Like, you need to know the history of it. Something that came in my mind is where our tent used to be. We could have grown a dogwood and a carnation, and under there would have been like a letter or something like that of like something about the dreamscape or like something that was here.
Yeah.
So like if you knew about the names or whatever, you would look for those.
And okay, that all makes sense to me. So it's a bit lusher, has a specific dogwood incarnation, and has a lot of secrets in the dreamscape, but the actual tunnel entrances are closed.
Yeah.
Now it is time to move on. So that started our legacy. Now we have to do our legacy cards. So I have dealt to each of you a legacy card. You choose one of these prompts, and not a conversation, not a scene, but just narrate some lingering effect either about your character or about the isolation as a whole. Remember, our characters probably didn't die. Maybe they did, but they probably moved to a nearby enclave or farther away to Buffalo or Toronto or farther than that. Maybe they were still a witch there, maybe not, etc. So you only get one card, but each card has 3 prompts on it. So choose whichever one you like. A moment to reflect on the world as the isolation leaves it. If we're maintaining our turn order, I guess I go first. So I'm gonna play my legacy card on the table. And I am choosing the prompt, coming across the rubble and ruin. And I think Peridot stays as close as she possibly can, basically. Like, she moves to a town that's, like, just on the edge of it. On the edge of Niagara River, which is, I'm calling Cheektowaga Crossroads. It's really a suburb of Buffalo. But, you know, in the future is an enclave. And I think she, like, walks the bridge as often as she can. Of, like, goes through the island, I think waters the plants, like, does these little tasks that can remind her of what used to be. And, like, she'll, you know, stare at the closed entrances, and I think she is glad that we preserved it in that way. And just, like, can't let herself forget, can't let herself move on from this, even though she's kind of alone in all of that.
All right. I will go, I guess, how you'll be remembered.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we see, after everyone has left, or who is going to leave, Vonda walks into the summit and laying down in the grass and laying there unmoving until eventually a layer of frost or rime coats her. And that's the last thing that we see.
I think Caleb, he and his brother might leave together, but I don't think he stays with Jonah for very long. I think they've kind of spent most of their time together, and they're also kind of both on the run right now. Like, I don't know how much the TV knows about them because they went by like code names and all that. But I think he kind of stays low for a long time and begins to like grow out a beard and a mustache, look a little bit less recognizable. And he comes back to this place where now it's like a glorified stopover. And he like signs up to be like a tour guide. And is like trying to scout out for people who would like be interested or like were like him and his brother, like the right people to talk about what like or leave hints to leave a trace, right?
Which prompt are you following on your card?
Sorry, for mine it was as the walls come crumbling down, he makes the decision to kind of want to stay here instead of moving on. Like he's seeing everything and he's seeing how much that this is important to him, and he's seeing the walls come of like the cave specifically come down and how much hiddenness there is. But he's seeing that, and I think he's reminded of Vonda, and he's not completely confident that people will be able to find her on their own. So he wants to be able to be there to maybe steward them or shepherd them to that in a way.
All right. My card, or the prompt that I am going to go with, is a moment of deja vu. So Jonah leaves with Caleb, but he does not stay with him. I think this sort of experiment, this sort of trial of a new type of community and a new way of living feels like a personal failing to Jonah. And I think rather than face that and unpack that and come to terms with that, he runs. He goes north. Not really ever getting connected with people or staying with them for too long or trying to become any sort of leader or aspirational figure or even a permanent figure in anybody's life. And he makes it through Canada, up through the lakes and frozen rivers, and things are much colder up here now because temperatures have gotten more extreme, and he really sees the impact of the climate crisis and realizes that he was right and it didn't save them. And one day he's camping under the stars. It's a beautiful, clear night, and the Aurora Borealis starts playing along the night sky. And he thinks about the mists. He thinks about the summist. He thinks about Vonda and hope for the future. He thinks about the premonitions, the dreams, the things the summist showed him, the sheep and the wolves that were not wolves. And he wonders whether he really took the right lessons from that premonition, whether the things that he thought it was showing him as the shepherd were really what it actually meant to say. The next day, he packs up his tent, puts his things back in his backpack, and turns around, heads south, back towards the islands. And that's it.
Yay, that's our Dialect game.
Yay!
Thank you all for playing. This was so much fun. I'm sorry for the 2.5 month gap. Mysterious 2.5 month gap.
That is okay.
But this was super fun. We made a dialect. We made a bunch of words, and I'm curious if they'll show up in our campaign. We're gonna actually play Witch Game and do some stuff based on this in 2 weeks. I don't really know the release schedule of all this. I have a feeling that game is actually gonna come out before Dialect because I need it for marketing purposes. But I'll figure it out. But thank you all for listening. We will see you again in probably 2 weeks, no matter when this comes out. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Leave a trace.
Leave a trace. Yeah, I was
Leave a
just about to
trace.
say, leave a trace and watch it.
I hope it is summer for you there. Wherever you're going, the flowers are growing and light shines in the air. You're our light forever.